Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Hope everybody's having a fantastic day. And welcome to the Policy Profit Show. Uh, one of the most valued, most cherished shows on this planet. David, how are you doing?
Hey, what's up, man?
Oh, good. Good. How are you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, good. So, David, have you heard of this guy named Elon Musk?
I've heard some things about him.
Huh.
Kind of sounds like a nerd sometimes. Kind of sounds like a Iron Man, Tony Stark kind of guy. Sometimes.
I don't attack my boy Elon Musk.
Sounds weird. And then all of a sudden I found out he's a Nazi.
Oh, no, I did not see that coming. I did not see that coming.
Just out of nowhere, man.
I don't know where that came from. It came out of nowhere. I did not.
Speaking of Tony Stark and Iron Man, it's like in one of those superhero movies when all of a sudden, this guy you've been working with all these years is like, "Hail Hydra," and you find out he's part of this evil group. That's what it is with Elon. Like, oh, this guy's going to take us to Mars to establish a Nazi colony, apparently, so that Nazism cannot be stamped out here on Earth once and for all. It will be spread throughout the galaxy and can't be stopped.
So lots of stuff happened over the last few years. So not last few years. I mean, over the last few days, actually, which is pretty much the same thing. And we have been wanting to go live. Couldn't really. I got slightly sick. My little son got sick and started bleeding. Yesterday, my little 7-year-old son was like bleeding out of his nose all over the place. I was like, what is happening? He was like, I think I'm dying. And I know you're not dying. This is just what happens.
This is what you get when you cross Allah.
So, fun times. Wanted to talk a lot about the things that are currently going on in the world, the inauguration, the hostage deal, all the reactions.
The 487,314 executive orders.
How many are there, man? I don't
know.
Executive orders. Is there a list of executive orders that Donald Trump just signed since he took office? Let me see. That'll be fun. So did somebody make a list of all of them? Because I think the last thing that I saw was that he was planning on signing nearly 100 new orders on his first day or something like that, which was kind of insane. He pardoned a lot of people who are in trouble politically and so on. Apparently some people, the neo-Nazis and gropers, are kind of disappointed. They're like, wait a minute, this is not good. This is stuff that we don't like, the executive orders. It looks like a bunch of pro-America and pro-Israel stuff. What is this? I was expecting him to bring back Hitler.
Hey, I actually think these things may be related. I can't say, but during Trump's first term, you know how like periodically every couple of months he would like say something, like he was always saying something that would tick off a lot of people, but every couple of months say something like totally off the wall and everyone would flip out about it. And you're like, how did this guy just say that? But I noticed that it always corresponded to when some legislation was being pushed through. So I was always like, I don't know this, but like, is he doing that on purpose because he knows the media will pounce on he said something outrageous, and then they're all flipping out about that, and no one's paying attention to this legislation that's going through and so on. But then you've got, right when Trump goes in there, signs 487,314 executive orders, completely overturning everything that the Biden administration has ever done. Right then, Elon gives this mysterious salute, and all the media flips out about that, right? They're all flipping out about that. Trump is like shutting down the border and declaring Mexican cartels foreign terrorist entities so he can actually invade to bomb them and stuff like that if he needs to. You've got now that because he declared the border a national emergency, he can actually divert military funds to build the wall. If he's doing all this stuff, the transgender stuff, and the media's all, look at Elon, look at his salute. Oh my goodness, this is Elon. And I just wonder if Elon's like, hey, I'll go ahead and do it for you this time. I will keep the entire media distracted for 4 years. Every time you're doing a bunch of stuff, a bunch of policy stuff, let me know. I'll do something that ticks them off. They'll all complain about me for 2 weeks, and no one will pay any attention to you at all.
It's a very, very funny thing to have. I mean, maybe that was the deal all along. Maybe it wasn't even planned. Maybe Donald Trump wasn't even in on it, and Elon Musk was like, "I'm going to do something now."
But I mean, think about the timing, right? Everyone is like on the verge of flipping out about all these things, and nope, it's all about Elon. And by the way, it's like it was the same with Trump in his first term. He said this thing, and if you interpret it this way, it's like the worst thing anyone has ever done. But if you interpret it this way, it's kind of harmless. Which one is it? And so with Elon, right? Did he do a Nazi salute right in front of everyone, announcing his true intent, his true evil intentions, or did he do this spastic gesture? And you can't actually pin him down on, but everyone flips out on each other, and there's this big ruckus going on, and the people are saying it's clearly not Nazi salute. Everyone's going, you sound like freaking idiots. And then they're all fighting over it, and then meanwhile, stuff's just sliding through. The executive orders are rolling in. Everything is changing. Everything you've ever believed in has changed. It's interesting stuff, man.
It's very, very. Did you see what Candace Owens did? Candace Owens, of course, had to pull the stunt again during the inauguration.
No, she says it wasn't. She says it was because of her baby. She blamed her baby.
Yeah, right.
Her baby did it. Dude, she said it was her baby. It's her 6 months.
It wasn't me. It's not my fault. It's my baby's fault. It's my baby's fault. Stop blaming me. It's my baby. So
bad.
I shared this video. Lots of other people shared the video, but so what she did was basically so there were these benediction prayers by a rabbi and 2 Christians, and as soon as the rabbi came on, she did something very, very funny.
Weird how AP thinks this is funny. AP thinks anti-Semitism.
Look how she gets visibly uncomfortable already.
Let us pray.
What's up with those shoulder pads? They don't work when you're sitting like that. Looks like.
You can take me out
Almighty
for this,
God.
Mark.
Oh, she said for this.
Prophet Jeremiah.
Yeah, for this. That's the funny thing. She even says for this. For what exactly?
I'm not going to listen to the prayer of a Jew. It will make my ears rupture and bleed fire.
The funny thing is, you don't have to sit to be there. Nobody's forcing you to like Jews. Nobody's forcing you to like rabbis. Nobody's forcing you to like Jewish people. Nobody's forcing you to do any of these things. But imagine being so petty that a rabbi comes on and you already get visibly uncomfortable, and you're like, "Oh yeah, you can take me out for this one."
Yeah.
And then you are too cowardly to even admit it when you're called.
Then you have to lie. Oh no, it was you blame an unborn baby for got him. He's an unborn anti-Semite who makes you need to pee whenever he hears the voice of a rabbi through your belly. Oh my goodness. Yep, there's a baby. Got a little baby there who doesn't like the voice of a rabbi. Hey, and here's the thing, because it's your point now, right? Sometimes people can be petty, but I mean, think about this. I mean, you've got Biden there, you've got Kamala. That's hard. That's a nightmare. To their credit, they're sitting there. You had other people like, I'm not going to that thing. I'm not going to that thing. But they go there and they sit, and we know it sucks. We know they lost. We know it hurts. We know everything they think they've done is about to be destroyed. But they came and they sat down there and took it like adults. And Candace can't.
Yeah.
Let me put it this: Kamala Harris actually put up with the entire thing, and Candace couldn't.
Kamala
is a stronger woman than Candace Owens, apparently.
Maya, walk the streets of Jerusalem. Experience your love and your blessing.
Wait a minute. This is
Hey, what?
this is my screen grab. They took my screen grab.
Oh, they stole it.
How
Hey,
dare
why
you
don't you go? Yeah, what did he say? What did he say that's so offensive? You want to play it, man?
I can play it, but the thing is, what he said doesn't even matter. What he
You
said.
hear
doesn't
that,
even
everyone?
matter.
You hear that? What Jewish rabbis say doesn't matter. What Jews say doesn't matter. You heard it here
Because
from AP.
here's the thing. Look at this. It doesn't even matter what he said because she doesn't even wait to hear what he said.
That's right.
She just immediately leaves as soon as he starts the prayer.
Yeah, it would be one thing if he was like, we want to start off by saying, God bless Israel. And then she flips out or something. But it's not even that. It's like, no, anything this guy's going to say is going to upset my baby.
I also checked her live stream. It's like she was there on screen, except disappearing to highlight something and then talking about it in the back. That she did that twice or so. I actually checked. And the only time that she actually left is this specific time when the rabbi comes and prays.
You can't control your baby when your baby hears the voice of a rabbi.
And look when she comes back. Look. As soon as
let us pray for our 47th president.
As soon as he's done, she comes back on screen and look at her face
like that.
Heavenly Father.
Bad baby. Shame on you, baby. That baby does not like Jews.
And the funny thing is, when she was called out by Stop Anti-Semitism for this, she responded by saying, I am so sorry that after 2 hours of live streaming while 6 months pregnant, I asked my Jewish director to take me out of the shot so I could use the restroom. I have Jewish friends. Pregnancy bladder, truly the vilest form of anti-Semitism. To which Holocaust museum must I donate to make amends? Ha ha ha.
Well, she said so sorry, so it's good to see her. Hey, wait a minute. Was she being sarcastic?
And then look at this. I'm also willing and able to be photographed touring the museum if it restores my reputation with the Zionists for this ill-timed party break. Please advise. We must stop anti-Semitism and all of its forms. Here is the problem.
What manner of baby is this?
You could say, of course, okay, she looked kind of disturbed. She chose exactly the right time. She came back and made a face and so on. But all of this could just be because of her bladder.
She's like this.
However, here is the problem.
She's like that.
Here is the problem. Look at this. Here's the problem. Look what she said after all the prayers were done.
I am biased, but the first one felt like a AIPAC speech. The second one felt comical. I was laughing very hard. I'm glad that I got to be there. And the third one felt like there was no agenda and just praying over.
The first one was the rabbi praying. The second one was the Protestant pastor praying. The third
she was listening the entire time.
So she was actually there for the first one. She even said immediately afterward that it sounded like an AIPAC speech.
Yeah, she so she was listening. She just wanted to be off camera while she lashed some Jew that she's got tied up in her office, whoever she keeps appealing to as her producer or whatever. Or if you don't know which one's which. Either she was there listening and she didn't want to be on camera because she's pulling her hair out, or her baby heard the voice of a rabbi and said, "Get me out of here now. I want to go my entire existence without ever hearing from any Jew ever."
It's just so ridiculous. I mean, as said, you don't have to like anyone. You don't have to like anything. I mean, it would be. I would have less of a problem with her if she just said, "Yeah, I don't like Jews. I don't like Jews."
Yeah, it's like she wants to show it, but not admit it.
I wouldn't even bother talking about it anymore. However, she has this attitude of all I'm doing is criticizing Israel and literally just asking questions about Israel. Yes. And just because of that, they're calling me anti-Semitic. Just say you're anti-Semitic.
Yeah, exactly what I'd expect from these Frankish sex cult pedophile Jews.
Man,
I have to say, it seems like more and more people are catching on. I see lots of people complaining about Candace.
Lots of them. All right, let's look at Elon Musk. Are you ready for this, David?
Is this going to be the famous Nazi salute?
Yeah. Did you not see that?
I did not see it.
Okay. King Troll, my heart goes out to you. Yeah. My heart goes out to you. Oh shoot. Okay. Good.
I saw the picture and then pictures of like 20 politicians doing the same thing in one way or another.
So here's the moment. Here's the moment. Here's one angle. Let's look at the angle here.
What is this? What is that? Come on.
Why is he making
What is that?
like having sex?
Yeah, it's like he's saying, "Yeah, I'm gonna hump this world into submission and take us all to Mars.
All America.
I'm gonna hump the world. I'm gonna hump Europe into submission for disagreeing with me." Yeah. Ah!
This is what victory feels like. Yeah.
Come on, Elon.
And this was no ordinary victory. This was a fork in the road of human civilization. Okay. This you know, there are elections that come and go. Some elections are, you know, important, some are not. But this one this one really mattered. And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you.
There, he did it.
You. It is thanks to you. Secure.
So that's it.
It's thanks to you, mein Volk.
Now here's one thing you need to know about Elon Musk. He has openly said it before. In fact, was doing an SNL speech. He openly said it before that he has Asperger's syndrome, which is not really a proper term used anymore. It is just part of the autism spectrum.
He should try beef burgers.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, of human civilization. You know.
Oh, so hey, yo. So he's in the Asperger's realm, you said?
Yeah.
That actually explains a lot.
It does.
When you're listening to him. Also, people with Asperger's are in that range, in that realm of the autism spectrum. They can become hyper fixated on an issue, and like their entire brain's attention is focused on that thing. That can actually help you if you want to solve some sort of engineering problem or tech problem or something like that. That would make a lot of sense. High functioning Asperger's.
My heart goes out to you.
Now here's the thing. If I stood on a stage
But we all know your background
and wanted to make a gesture of saying my heart goes out to you, I probably wouldn't do this, because I would think, oh, wait, that's and if somebody stood there on stage with him, if his mom stood there on stage with him, she would probably say, don't do that. But here's the thing: it's Elon Musk standing there. Half of the time, Elon Musk doesn't know what to say and how to say it. You can observe this very, very easily. The funny thing is,
any interview you've ever seen with him
that I heard of Elon Musk was there was a there was a former employee talking trash about him, and the talking trash part was that she doesn't understand how this guy became so famous, because when he stands and speaks to employees, to the team, he doesn't make any sense at all. It's like he can barely put two words together. That's
how he is in interviews.
Up. He laughs about random nonsensical things. He makes jokes that are not even funny, and so on. The thing is, all of this sounds like, okay, well, they're very dorky, very strange. But once you understand the condition of this guy that he's on, which is it's not an illness, it's just an irregularity, a neurodivergent state of his mind. He is on the autism spectrum. He has an autism spectrum disorder, high functioning autistic. He's very awkward. He doesn't exactly know how to interact with other people, how to be properly social. But the thing is, you can see very often how he appears like a complete dork when he's on stage, and is being very goofy. The guy can't afford it because he's the richest man in the world. He has achieved so much stuff. He can afford to be a dork and to embarrass himself on stage all the time. but you notice how he is, and then you really want to immediately go for the explanation that this guy was out there on stage giving a Nazi salute. Why in the
Right in
world would
front
this
of
guy give a
everybody.
Nazi salute?
And you know what you'll have? Like 5 years from now, 5 years from now, 5 years from now, it'll be like, okay, all right, we're sending our manned mission to Mars. We've got everything ready. And you'll have like AOC be like, no, we can't do this. He already admitted that he's a Nazi back in the inauguration 5 years ago. And they'll still be harping on it. It'll be 50 years from now. It'll be 50 years. It'll be old Elon. He'll probably be half cyborg by then. And I'll be like, no, look, he's making a robot out of himself because he wants a robot Nazi so that he can never die until the Nazi party. And we know this because of the 2025 inauguration.
So the thing is also, so here, Emily Tedesco said, I'm on the spectrum. The issue is theory of mind. We lack it, not seeing things from another's perspective. He didn't see how this would look from an outsider's perspective. This is one of the very, very important points. I actually talked to my wife about this because my wife happens to be an expert in this field. She happens to be a speech therapist, an SLP, speech language pathologist. She deals with people who are on the spectrum, who are autistic, who have speech delays and disorders and so on all the time, and helps them and studies it. She went to school for it. She got a degree in it. She has been doing this for a long time. And I don't want to sound like Ben Shapiro and say my wife is a doctor, but that's basically what it sounds like. But I talked with her about this, and she told me the exact same thing. She said she saw this video and she laughed, and she said, people don't get it. This is clearly an autistic person. What did she call it? Making moves constantly, stimming to stimulate himself, to deal with things around them, to deal with pressure. This is why he is constantly moving around and doing awkward things and making sounds and looking around and so on. That's what he does. That's what they do.
You heard it here, folks. You heard it here. AP is saying there's no problem. There's no problem because my wife said so. That's his evidence. Nothing to worry about. Nothing to be concerned about. Guy giving a Nazi salute at a presidential inauguration where everyone is concerned about fascism. And don't worry, AP says his wife said something, and that's the case cracker.
It's called stimming. I do this a lot because I do this as well, because it's also something not only people with autism do, it's also something people with ADHD and others do. It's just a way of dealing with things and handling things. But the most important part that Emily just brought up is that somebody with his condition or somebody with his, with his mind, somebody with his syndrome would hardly be able to tell how other people view things, because he lacks the ability to actually put himself into other people's positions and to perceive things emotionally and socially from their perspective. He doesn't really get it. So all he can do is just naturally express in awkward ways whatever he feels in the moment. And afterwards, it might seem a little bit strange, but what's done is already done. This is it. But here's the thing. This is also not how a Nazi salute looks.
Yes, it is. kind of like a Nazi salute there, bro.
Look, I don't want to demonstrate what it looks like.
Oh, you want to demonstrate? You want to demonstrate in private.
I'm pretty sure that that people have already pointed out what it actually looks like, because throwing yourself back and giving to the people is not what.
There it is. There it is, everyone. Y'all see it right now. Look at AP. It's just like this. It's just like this.
A proper Nazi salute would be to stand
there you
and
have
to
it.
give
Demonstration
a salute,
from the expert.
Give a salute to people by raising your hand to a certain extent.
Someone knows an awful lot about Nazi salutes here. Look, all these people cheer. Hey, imagine if the entire crowd went, yeah. That'd be crazy if the whole crowd did it back. I think he might have gotten it then, been like, "Uh-oh, what just happened?"
The funny thing is also that he responded to this whole thing quite a bit. And one very nice thing that he said, about which the gropers and others really did not like, is he called himself a Zionist. And some people were like, "Oh, of course, because Zionists are Nazis." But he actually called himself a Zionist. He said, "Imagine I'm a Zionist Nazi." Wait a minute, where was that? Oh yeah, here. Apparently, I'm a Zionist and a Nazi. He actually called himself a Zionist right here. Elon Musk called himself a Zionist. It's right here. A Zionist. This should also be a message to those who are gropers and who think, yeah, this is our guys. We won. It's not your guy, man. The guy is against you.
No, you could be both, because he could be like, and what we need is for all these Jews to go back to where they belong in Israel and get out of America and Europe and just go back to where they belong. It's probably something like that.
You actually had people respond to this, like Hassan Piker actually responded to this by saying yes or something like that. Oh yeah, here, the guy with his armpit out. Look at this. This is intellect for 12-year-olds. 127,000 likes. He responded to it with yes.
Lots of stupid people in the world.
These are a bunch of people who actually support Hezbollah, Hamas, the Houthis, and so on, which explicitly say they want to destroy Israel, death to the Jews, curse the Jews, and so on. Hamas says they want to eradicate the Jews, but these guys support those people. They support those who actually believe in Nazi policies and Nazi actions, who actually want to eradicate the Jews, but then they come here and have their fake outrage about what Elon Musk did with his arm. Seriously, man.
Dude, that's what I'm talking about as far as the idea that it's actually an intentional distraction, because if you know what will make the media flip out, like, we got him now, you can actually use that. You can say, okay, I will give you something to flip out about, where only people on your side are going to be really, really impressed by it, and everyone else is going to think you're a complete insane lunatic. There you got the proof right there.
This is kind of funny though. And here's also another example of the intellect here. 300 likes over this linking the Havara agreement. Now, the Havara agreement is something that some people bring up to say, "Oh, Zionists are actually working together with Nazis." They don't even read this. So the Havara agreement, just to summarize it very briefly, was an agreement by the Nazis at the very beginning of their government, initiated by a Nazi who said, well, our primary goal is to get rid of the Jews in Germany. I have a solution. I can work together with some guys who want to establish a presence over there in what the British call Palestine anyway. How about we make a deal and just ship all the Jews here over there? And initially, Hitler never really liked the idea, but other Nazis did like it. And for a brief time, they attempted to put this into motion, but Hitler wasn't supportive of it. Other Nazis weren't supportive of it. They thought it's a waste of time. Why are we even working together with these people? There should be a different solution, and so on. So they dropped it. That's it. The idea was just to get rid of the Jews and to ship them away. And if they want to have their own land in this other place, how about let's just ship them over there? They dropped this plan later on and instead resorted to what they called the final solution, which would be to eradicate the Jews.
Hey.
That's what they went for. But here you have these guys posting references to the Havara agreement and posting this as proof that Zionism and Nazism go hand in hand.
Hey. So the idea, ladies and gentlemen, is early on when they're getting started, Hitler just wants to get rid of the Jews. And then so, hey, why don't we, okay, if there's a place where we can just ship them all, then why don't we do that? AP, I've heard people say, although I've never looked it up, but you know all things Nazi way more than anyone else on the planet.
Yes.
I've seen people connect the Grand Mufti to this, that the Grand Mufti is telling Hitler, hey, you're trying to ship them all down here. We want them wiped out, not shipping them down here. So why are you shipping them here when we don't want them? And what you need to be do is wiping them out. But I don't know if there was actually, I mean, I know they met and they were discussing things and they were discussing plans for the future, but I don't know if that guy actually played a role in convincing Hitler, no, don't send them here, just exterminate them.
Well, there is no direct and clear evidence that Hitler was directly influenced by the Grand Mufti Ryan Gosling, but he did, however, have a meeting with the Grand Mufti Ryan Gosling, and what they talked about is that, of course, the biggest problem, the biggest enemy that both of them have together is the Jews. So what Hitler did promise him is, once we are done over here with the Soviets and the British, we will come down there to the southward to Palestine, and with you together, we will eradicate the Jewish element in your presence as well, which would be the final step to get rid of all of the Jews in the world, and then to give them, the Arabs and Muslims, full control over the region. So the Grand Mufti Amin al-Husseini, also known as Ryan Gosling, he did get a promise from Hitler, and they probably did influence each other. He also privately Hitler also said that he quite likes the Grand Mufti. So despite the fact that, so Hitler really didn't like Jews. In fact,
really.
He really didn't like Jews. On a very personal level, he was disgusted.
You heard it here, folks. Breaking news. Hitler really didn't like Jews.
He was personally disgusted by them, but he loved Hajj Amin al-Husseini,
Love that dude.
Also known as Ryan Gosling. So what do you say? What do you think about that? And the funny thing is, these guys link Wikipedia. If you actually go on and read the Wikipedia page of this Havara agreement, you will also quickly find out that this was a very controversial idea, even among the Nazis themselves, that many Nazis opposed this plan. Eventually, it kind of didn't really go through, and so on, and later on developed into the final solution. Because the idea was, we are spending way too much time and money over this nonsense. There are better ways to deal with this. So that's what they did. This is the intellectual depth of these guys. This is the intellectual depth. But hey, look at these guys.
There's no proof.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because they're not rich. They're not rich like Elon Musk.
Protesters, all Nazis.
In all seriousness, you're retarded beyond belief if you think Elon Musk did a Nazi salute here. It's clear he's gesturing from the heart, deeply moved by emotion and gratitude. He literally says, "Thank you. My heart goes out to you." Yeah, but he says, my heart goes out to you. He's actually talking to Hitler there. So that's what he's actually doing.
Busted.
And I just want to say thank you for making it happen.
Some of his hair sticking up in the back on the other side. How's this guy a quadrillionaire and his hair is more messed up than mine?
It is thanks to you.
Look, hey, look right there. Even his hair is giving a Nazi salute in the back. You can't hide. You can hide your face, Elon, but not your hair.
You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of the Scary Movie 3, where there was a scene where they're parodying 8 Mile, and where this guy
where he did the KKK thing. Yeah. I saw that clip. I never saw the movie, but I watched this clip. Because if you watch if you watch Eminem clips, this will pop up as recommended.
Yeah, it reminds me of this.
Oh shit!
This is what this reminded me of. It's never thought I would see that in real life. So
You would not see it.
For making it happen. Thank you.
the only thing missing here is a silence from the Trump crowd. Don't believe the media.
What victory feels like of human important someone not. Thank you. Thank you.
Whoa, he did it multiple times.
It is thanks to you that the future of civilization is assured.
Yes.
Thanks
We
to you.
know who will control the future of
We're going to
civilization.
have safe
My
cities.
party.
Safe cities.
A car in every garage. A chicken in every pot.
You see, the funny thing is that of all the people, meanwhile you have pro-Palestine students distributing stuff like this, which very much looks like a poster from Nazi Germany. But hey, let's focus on Elon Musk.
It looks like they just took a poster from Nazi Germany and then like tweaked a couple of things to make it for them.
Yeah, you could literally change a few things about this, and this looks exactly like a poster from Nazi Germany, but instead just crush Zionism on it.
Yeah, because look at what is going to crush Zionism. It's this big Nazi boot.
Yeah, that's it's so funny. I'm not going to bring them up, but Google posters of Nazi anti-Jewish propaganda. That's literally what you get. Here is AOC.
Shameful.
Disgusting. I can't believe that people are making the Nazi salute in today's time.
New Yorkers elected a literal Nazi.
Look at this. Look at this. She's doing it again and again, like in your face. Like here, you didn't get it the first time. Here it is again.
Hey, and you know the subtitles there are fake. The subtitles there are fake. She's saying, "And we will push the Jews into the ocean."
I posted this again earlier because I saw a video of somebody saying, when Israel says it is not an apartheid, show them this. I took the caption as it is and just posted this.
Mm-hmm.
So powerful. Powerful. What was I gonna bring up? Oh yeah, here you have one thing that was close to changing my mind is this here actually.
That's powerful.
You have this and this, which is this kind of looks convincing to me.
Very concerning. Very concerning.
Concerning.
Disturbing.
Concerning. Absolutely concerning. And then you have this. You have this comparison here.
Do you see this thing? Mm-hmm. Do you know what it is?
Why don't you tell everybody?
This says bring them home.
Home to Israel where they belong, not here.
It was given to me by the parents of one of the hostages. And I said I would wear it as long as there was a hostage still remaining. And I have. The Jewish people have been persecuted for thousands of years. Everyone here has seen the massive demonstrations for Hamas in every major city in the West. That should be jarring.
But hey, this guy's apparently a Nazi.
He's the king of the Nazis.
Meanwhile, look who
the richest. He's the richest Nazi in history.
Nice to meet you.
Meanwhile, you have AOC going and supporting terrorists with their terrorist scarves and their Nazi propaganda.
But it's so cool. It's so cool to do this. OMG, wow. OMG, wow. Oh yeah. The funny thing is the ADL. Look at the ADL.
people really don't like the ADL, and it's not just limited to people who don't like Jews or don't like Israel. It's like across the board, people have big problems with the ADL.
Mhm.
Here's the ADL. Of all the organizations and people out there, the ADL literally came out and said, "This is a delicate moment. It's a new day, and yet so many are on edge. Our politics are inflamed, and social media only adds to the anxiety. It seems that Elon Musk made an awkward gesture in a moment of enthusiasm. It's not a Nazi salute." So some people were shocked that the ADL is saying it's not a Nazi salute. Wait a minute, aren't they supposed to say he's a Nazi?
Wait a minute. What if the ADL is a bunch of Nazi sympathizers trying to cover up for Elon? El Hydra.
They get it and say it's not a Nazi salute. But again, we appreciate that people are on edge. In this moment, all sides should give one another a bit of grace, perhaps even the benefit of the doubt. What doubts, man?
Hey, you just had a
Brother, I have doubts. What doubts, man?
you just had a cool super chat on this from Key. Caboose.
Key,
Yeah.
what's up, Key? Key, stop taking things out of context, guys. When Elon said bring them home, he actually meant bring them home from Argentina.
Bring my comrades home.
Sarah, if someone please tighten my leather straps, I can't study. You have to work on that a little bit. Yeah. Shake Mike Wingeling. I watched American Primeval, and wow, though, do these Mormons seem like bad hombres? America really needs Islam. Trump should have had 2 imams in the inauguration. I watched that series too. There's this new series called American Primeval. It primarily revolves around the Meadows massacre of the Mormons against pilgrims or merchants traveling through Utah. It's an interesting show. There are some historical inaccuracies in this show, but largely it's quite cool. I know this is a joke super chat, but I just feel the nerdy need to comment on it seriously. For example, in the show, they depict it as if Brigham Young was actively involved in going there and deciding to have people killed and so on. There's actually no evidence for that at all. Just want to point that out. But yes, very, very interesting show. But yeah, hey, speaking of the imams, they were supposed to have an imam attending and praying, and we complained about it and highlighted it and said, are you people insane? Why would you have this guy on during the inauguration to have him pray? That was this guy. He was on the schedule before, Imam Hussam al-Husseini from the Karbala Islamic Center from Dearborn, a pro-Hezbollah
My home
guy.
away from home.
Yeah, and they actually disinvited him.
Shameful. Very Islamophobic.
After people called him out for being pro-Hezbollah and so on, they actually disinvited him. So only the rabbi, the pastor, and the Catholic reverend.
Pretty messed up. After Muslims helped Trump win Michigan, this is how he treats them. Throws them right under the bus.
Powerful.
Doesn't even help them spread their Hezbollah propaganda. Shameful.
Powerful. Powerful. So the ADL said this. Elon Musk said, thanks, guys. He finds it funny. The funny thing is, the ADL and Elon Musk don't have a very nice history.
No, they won't. See, guys, that you have all these organizations like the Southern Poverty Law Center, right? It had a good idea, right? They're going to go and they're going to sue the KKK over things they've done until they basically bankrupt them and shut them down, right? It's a good idea. Well, what you have is like for all of these groups, as soon as they form and they start doing some stuff, then they get infiltrated by extreme leftists who then turn it into a propaganda machine. And that happens over and over again.
Powerful. Here's a good comment by Han Shawnity. saying Jews splitting to Jews about anti-Semitism while falsely accusing Jews of carrying out a genocide is peak AOC.
It is pretty peak.
Her response to the ADL was, just to be clear, you're defending a Heil Hitler salute that was performed and repeated for emphasis and clarity. People can officially stop listening to you as any sort of reputable source of information now. You work for them. Thank you for making that crystal clear to all. For who? Who are they working for? What's their common agenda? I don't even get it. She's so dumb. She's so dumb. She's so dumb.
Thank you.
It's a little too perfect, though, isn't it? That's why I think might have been.
I mean, it looks pretty bad at first, but I even had people saying it is one, whether he meant it or not, or whether it was intentional or not. It is a Nazi. What the hell? I would like to bring those up. Actually, there were those arguing that it is whether he intended to do it or not. It still is a Nazi salute, and he should make a statement and apologize for it. What are you talking about?
Yeah, no, that is not accurate, ladies and gentlemen. The point is, if he wanted to do this as something to tick people off, but to give himself plausible deniability so that the people screaming look like idiots, you'd want it to be off a little. That's why I don't know, man. I'm like 70-30 in favor of this is just him having Asperger's and so on. But I consider it plausible that this was deliberate. Just the timing of it, and the fact that this always seemed to be the case with Trump when some laws are going through, something that outrages the media and completely distracts them happens. I don't know. It's possible.
Well, what are you going to say about this then?
I stand corrected. That is clearly drinking in exactly the same way Hitler did.
Yeah.
Look at that. Yeah. Thumbs up. Yep. You should have used all pictures from Untergang.
The funny thing is that there were people who actually took this seriously when I posted this.
Really? Like the dumbest thing ever. AP starts a new move.
The proof. We've got the proof. Oh my goodness, AP is on our side now. He is exposing Trump for imitating Hitler in every way, even the way he drinks water.
That's what they do.
Oh my goodness, look, all the politicians are doing it. You see, the entire US government has been Nazi for many, many decades.
We're being controlled by Nazis.
All Nazis!
No freaking way. Look at this. How did he even do this? Only a Nazi could do this. Look at this.
Yeah, I don't know how anyone can deny that.
Yeah. It's pretty obvious, man. Pretty obvious. Pretty obvious. The funny thing is, the whole walking out when the rabbi appears is something that not just Candace Owens did. Here is the Al Jazeera feed.
لنصلي.
Almighty God,
أيها الرب العظيم.
Jeremiah walked the streets of Jerusalem.
نبيكم أرميا مشى في أورشليم.
إذن الرئيس السابع والأربعين للولايات المتحدة الأمريكية.
Breaking news! Breaking news, everyone! A penguin has fallen into the ocean off the coast of Antarctica, and let's talk about that for another. How long is this guy going to be on? 2 minutes? Okay, let's just talk about that penguin. Everyone's worried about this penguin, ladies and gentlemen.
The thing is also what he mentions Jerusalem. And they didn't translate it as Al-Quds. They translated it as she kind of stumbled a little bit and stopped a little bit.
Jeremiah walked the streets of Jerusalem.
نبيكم أرميا مشى في أورشليم.
Say Urushalim. didn't translate it as Al-Quds, which would be the Muslim name, but as Urushalim. And she stopped kind of before she said it. And then the guy jumps in and just, they get this off the screen.
And just so everyone knows, this woman is awaiting execution now.
الرئيس السابع والأربعين للولايات المتحدة الأمريكية
I mean, Al Jazeera and Candace Owens seem to have a lot in common. It's just so funny, man.
Dude, how did you not put that together into a quick little video? Like,
that's a good question.
Why Candace Owens reacted the same way as Al Jazeera, and you put those clips together. Brief commentary from you. 200,000 views instantly. And Bridget Fedesi.
Yeah.
Fedesi, I'll be your Fedesi. It's 12 past midnight. Don't close your eyes.
Here's also what was happening on the stage of Donald Trump after the inauguration.
How did these people sit through Elon's salute?
Notice Elon. Elon is not there.
People are shouting, "Bring them home!" While you have these hostage families and survivors.
Notice Elon. Elon goes backstage to curse the Jews.
You have the Israeli hostage families on here, and people shouting, "Bring them home!" You had Donald Trump talking about the hostages, talking about how the hostages need to be released. He said, "Bring them home." People applauded, but yeah, of course, the same people are Nazis, right? It's like this gaslighting is just which happened over the last year since October 7th is just so insanely disgusting. It is so disgusting. Like the same people who have done everything they could to oppose the existence of the Jewish state and to justify the killings of Jews are now calling somebody else a Nazi. You have to be joking, man. Here is the former hostage Noah Argamani on stage with Donald Trump. She was behind him. This was a little bit awkward, to be honest, because she was there with him, right behind him. He gave a long speech. I don't know what the intention was, but I think there was something else supposed to happen where he was supposed to give some closure and to talk to them. He didn't. He walked away.
You see, this is the proof.
He walked away and they just stood there. Something went a little bit wrong, but they all have their yellow ribbons, their yellow scarves, and so on to signal for the hostage crisis. And this was a big part of the presence of Donald Trump. These guys are not the Nazis. Your Hamas people are the Nazis. Those people who shout "Free Palestine" are the Nazis. In fact, what you call Palestine are Nazis. That's it. Palestine equals Nazis. That's literally it. As simple as that. But hey, you know who else is a Nazi, actually? This guy.
You put yourself up there. You said this guy, and it's yourself on the screen, and then you have to click on it, and then.
I didn't put his cell phone on the screen. I don't know what you're talking about. But here's Andrew Tate reposting a literal Nazi post, which says, "Me 30 seconds after Trump became president." Now, some people have suggested that this is just this is a joke. It's parody. It's in reference to Elon Musk. It's not any of those things. Not any of those things. The profile here, the account in question, is a serious Nazi account. And this was also posted before Elon Musk made the gesture, which they started interpreting as a Nazi salute. And here's Andrew Tate reposting this and endorsing it. These are the real Nazis here. It's not Elon Musk who's the Nazi. I have not seen a Nazi who actually stands up for Jews and Israel. That's what they do. So, David, what do you say?
Well, couldn't be any clearer. Wait, go back up. Go back up. Did he respond to Zuby? Oh, yeah, Elon responded to Zuby. Zuby says, we are re-entering an era of common sense after a decade of retardation. And he says, yes, that's funny. After a decade of retardation. Oh, boy.
Powerful.
Isn't it weird? It's like one of the funniest words to use, you're just not allowed to use, and then people are sick of it, so they're like using it anyway everywhere now.
What he also did, he actually drew attention earlier to something on Wikipedia where there is a biased editing going on, which is accusing Israel of killing their own citizens or something like that during October 7th.
Thomas Sowell there, that's the man, just so you know, but go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
That's the guy who said way back in the 90s, and he was commenting on going back to the 3 decades since the 60s. He said, we spent the last 3 decades replacing what works with what sounds good. And that just kept going. Here are all the things that have worked. Okay, don't do those. Do these things that sound good to us in our heads after we've been educated at elite universities that programmed us to think that certain things sound good. But point is, smart dude. So don't just put a picture of him up there and then talk about your Nazi propaganda.
I don't care about Thomas Sowell. Isn't he dead?
Because he's black?
No, I think he's still alive. I think he's just really old. Is he dead?
Oh, I don't know.
Let me see.
I don't know.
He's alive and kicking, 94 years old, like a boss.
Oh, well, nice. Well done. Well done. Well done. The biggest highlight, the biggest star of the event, though, was none other than somebody that everyone loves and has been in love with forever. A great hero. Many people consider him a hero. Some people even say that he might not even be human because of how great and how awesome he is. He might actually be a lizard. And that would be Mark Zuckerberg. Here.
He's checking out this chick's boobs. That is funny. That is funny. Dude, you seriously, cameras are watching you, man. Cameras are watching you. No, I was just checking out the fabric on her shirt. I was like, wow, this is what is this? What is this cashmere? Is this silk? What is this?
No, you don't want to shame somebody.
Wait. Does she have a shirt on with just like? Does she have that jacket on with just a bra or something on?
Something like that. Yeah. Something like.
But it's funny because I think someone may have drawn attention to something because it looks like the other guy's leaning into. It looks like. So you've got Zuckerberg, you got the guy in front of Zuckerberg. It looks like he's looking back to check it out. Look, and then the guy on the right, the very right, looks like he's leaning in, and then the guy behind it looks like he's leaning in.
But here's the video. line.
Oh yeah, he snuck a peek there.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't want to shame this guy, but everybody has seen it already. Everybody's talking about it. So.
Oh wait. Is that? Oh, that's the dudes. That's the Amazon dudes, babe, right? Oh, okay. That's funny.
Fiance. Yeah.
Hey, that Jeff Bezos should post a reply and say, "Thanks for the compliment, Mark."
It's funny. Yeah. The highlight of the day. See. Anyway, David,
why'd you do it, Mark? You could have checked it out later. You could have checked that out in the video later.
Powerful.
But I guess you got a better view if you're kind of like looking down into the canyon there. I guess
that's what happens. That's what they do. That's literally what they do. Anyway, let's have a few super chats here. Telegraph the Apostate Muppet Show. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. That's what they say. That's what they call it. Apostate of Allah, how they are making fun of Elon, who has Asperger's, is really wrong. So much for inclusion. The left is so stupid for calling him a Nazi. It's kind of funny They are all about ableism and differences and so on, until somebody that they don't like does something that they find problematic. It's kind of stupid, because what he should have done is instead, he could have just gone on stage and put a keffiyeh on with a Palestine flag and said Hitler was right. Then nobody would be outraged. They would all be fine with it. Instead of that, he did this. See?
Yeah, and hey, look at that picture, because everyone's focusing on them all doing the Nazi salute, but also notice they all of them, all four, have microphones. And you'll remember from the Kanye interview, didn't Kanye point out that Hitler invented microphones?
Ooh.
It's not true. It's not true. But Kanye spread the story that Hitler invented. He said highways and microphones. And here you see everyone giving a Nazi salute with a microphone.
Ooh.
And let me guess. They were on a highway to get to this event, and on a highway afterwards. Highway, microphone, Nazi salute. Every step of the way, it's Nazism.
You also have this here, which is very, very obvious.
That's Illuminati.
See? Illuminati right there.
Confirmed. Illuminati confirmed, everyone.
And also right up here. See? Anyway, this is the only reason that I just installed a program where I can draw on things that are on my screen. Perfect. Now that the purpose of that is served, I can finally delete this program.
I've seen you draw before, like when we were drawing on maps and making fun of their claims that when David ran from Saul, he went to Mecca.
The Bandalorian says, the Bandalorian NASA was funded by Nazis, so too late on Nazis in space travel. This is true. Robert Michaels, Elon let the intrusive thoughts win. Brian Bloom, all the Nazis are calling Elon Musk a Nazi. This is funny. Steve McLovin, Trump says gender is based.
It's based.
Trump says gender is based at conception. Male doesn't exist until 6-7 weeks. He killed men in a pen swap. So proud of our first woman president. This is powerful. Powerful. I didn't hear him say that. I don't know what he said about that. I saw that he made some interesting. He said that in the U.S. from now on officially there will only be 2 genders.
Yeah, I saw that. It was pretty. They're pretty brutal. They're pretty brutal on the trans community with that one.
Well, I'm glad he did that, because I was kind of getting confused. Like how many genders are there? It's like I couldn't count. Like every day, this was one of my biggest worries, to be honest. In the mornings, I would wake up and without being able to properly go about my day, I would wonder how many genders there are. And it's just I'm glad that this has been clarified. So.
And you see your buddy Andrew Wilson. Andrew,
oh yeah.
As soon as Andrew Wilson tweeted something like, "Trump just made it official. Matt Dillahunty is gay." You're just messed up, man. Dude used the new presidency to attack Matt Dillahunty.
What Donald Trump also did here is so plans include removing sanctions on Israeli settlements in the West Bank, which is it's a pretty harsh step to take, some would say. So leaving the World Health Organization, I kind of have my reservations about that. Protecting the meaning and value of American citizenship, revoking the whole birthright citizenship system so that people can no longer claim citizenship by being born here or by being born. Declaring that only 2 sexes are recognized by the U.S., male and female. This is pretty racist against all the other sexes. Leaving the Paris Climate Accord. National emergency, remain in Mexico policy. Dude,
some of that stuff is big, like declaring the cartels a foreign terrorist organization.
Yeah,
you could just go bomb those dudes if you want. So there's that. By declaring the border a national emergency, you can actually divert military funds to border security, building the wall and stuff like that. And so a lot of stuff happened right there at the beginning.
There are some symbolic orders of. So he signed a total of 26 so far, apparently, of giving a policy of prioritizing America always, which is kind of like doesn't really mean much in practice at this moment. Gave guarantee that any restrictions on delivering arms to Israel imposed by Biden will be removed. And this was actually an interesting moment. He was asked whether he thinks the ceasefire in Gaza will last or not. He said, "No, I don't think so." Let's see. Where was that? Oh yeah, right here.
Then that you can keep the ceasefire. Then are you, Mr. President, that you can keep the ceasefire in Gaza and conclude the 3 phases of the deal?
I'm not confident. That's not our war, it's their war, but I'm not confident, but I think they're very weakened on the other side.
He said he's not confident at all that the ceasefire will be kept.
Mm-hmm.
Gaza, boy, I looked at a picture of Gaza. Gaza is like a massive demolition site. That place it's really got to be rebuilt in a different way.
Do you plan to help rebuilding?
Good point. Oh, dude, did you catch that? Did you catch that?
Yeah.
Like he just kind of talks, but it looks like a demolition site. It's got to be rebuilt in a different way. Like totally different meanings of rebuilding there. He's not talking about rebuilding the buildings. It sounds like he's talking about rebuilding the buildings, but when you say rebuilt in a different way, you mean like the politics and so on. Gaza will be rebuilt. Oh man, he should say that. We're going to rebuild Gaza in a much better way.
The thing is, his envoy guy, Steve Witkoff, also apparently suggested that that they may be working on a plan to properly and humanely relocate much of the population of Gaza to a different country. And one of the suggestions was that apparently there are plans of moving lots of people from Gaza to Indonesia,
Smart.
which is one of the
whole
things
island. Beautiful tropical island.
that came up. The thing is, Indonesia said as a response to that they have never heard of this plan. They have no idea what this is all about.
Sorry, you thought we were asking Indonesia. We weren't. We're announcing it. We're taking all the Palestinians and we're dropping them on an island. You have thousands, so no complaints. Thousands of islands. You can give up. You can give up one decent quality island.
The Jakarta Post says Jakarta never heard of Trump's plan to relocate Gazans to Indonesia.
We don't have to tell you. We don't have to tell you. Couple planes are going to be showing up. They're going to be loaded with people.
Gaza is interesting. It's a phenomenal location on the sea. Best weather, everything's good. It's like
some people say I should turn it into a great golf course. I might do that. The question is where we're going to put these people, and I say Indonesia.
He might build a new Trump Tower there.
Beautiful things could be done with it, but it's very interesting. But some fantastic things could be done with Gaza.
How do you see the future?
That sounds awesome, dude. That sounds awesome.
Imagine you could have. Well, you certainly can't have the people that were there. Most of them are dead.
Most of them are dead. Some people were like, is he saying it's good that Palestinians are dead? No, he's talking about Hamas. He's talking about those people. So the question is...
Governance for Gaza. How do you see the future in governance?
The future of governance in Gaza, he says, of course, it can be done with those who are already there. So he's talking about Hamas. Mm-hmm. And he says that most of them are already dead anyway. So
for Gaza.
Well, it depends. I can't imagine you could have... Well, you certainly can't have the people that were there. Most of them are dead.
And those who remain, I'll give them jobs building my golf course. It's going to be the best golf course. Going to be the best golf course of the Mediterranean.
Powerful. Wait, is this a longer version?
Then that you can keep the ceasefire in Gaza and conclude. How do you see the future in governance for Gaza?
In governance.
Well, it depends. I can't imagine you could have, well, you certainly can't have the people that were there. Most of them are dead, by the way, right? Most of them are dead. But they didn't exactly run it well.
I'll run it well. People will say, this is the best this place has ever been run. The Philistines couldn't run it.
They couldn't run it well. It's a very nice way to put it.
Run viciously and badly.
Sorry,
So you can't have that.
Can't have that. That's why I'm signing an executive order right now to turn Gaza into the Trump golf course, Mediterranean.
Beast. Ending the weaponization of federal government, restoring freedom of speech, and ending federal censorship acts, initial rescissions of harmful executive orders, restoring accountability to policy, realigning the United States refugee admissions program, reevaluating and realigning United States foreign aid, cutting all kinds of foreign aids to, what they also did was to apparently put a halt to any resumption of the UNRWA funding, the Palestinian refugee department of the United Nations, also known as Hamas. Fundings will not resume. They were halted and were supposed to resume sometime in May or something like that. His government is going to prevent that from happening. So no more American funding for UNRWA, which is very, very nice.
Very based, very based. Hey, you know what? Are you thinking that Trump got Israel to accept a ceasefire, but it's sort of a situation, they're gonna do something as soon as they do anything, as soon as they even look at you wrong, just swarm in there and finish the job and say, well, we gave peace a chance. They chose not peace. I'm saying that because this is something that used to happen in jail. The police, the COs would gather all the inmates from a block. They would line us up on a wall. They would make you go on your knees with your hands behind your back and your forehead leaning against the wall. So you have all the inmates lined up like this. And then they would get you all like that. And then they would say, any noise from anyone or any movement at all will be interpreted as an act of aggression. And they would wait until anyone moved or made a noise, and they would just jump at the guy and beat the crap out of him. It's like messed up. I saw it. This dude, it was a black dude. He had dreads. He's leaning up against the wall. He's got his hands behind his back. He's on his knees. And they say, any movement, blah, 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 any noise. And he gave this little chuckle, like, and boom, they swarmed on him and they folded that guy up like an envelope and dragged him up. But anyway, I'm wondering if the situation, like, they know that's not actually an act of aggression. They're not under threat and so on. But they've warned you. They've said, hey, anything you do, we're going to attack. I'm wondering if it's a situation like that. Hey, Hamas, we're giving you a ceasefire, but anything you do, you so much as even like look at us wrong, that will be interpreted as an act of aggression.
Yeah. We already have confirmations for that. What basically happened is even the Arab side pointed out, they said Netanyahu didn't listen for a second to Joe Biden's attempts to have ceasefire, but as soon as the Trump envoy arrived, he was like, "Okay, let's do it." So something happened there.
I told you there are deals. There are deals behind the scenes. I just don't know what it is.
Netanyahu basically told Biden, "Stop bothering me with this. We're not doing ceasefire."
Yeah,
and Biden was like, Netanyahu is a jerk. He's a jerk. F him. And he's not listening to me. And Trump came in. Trump said, all right, I got an idea. We'll make a deal. And Netanyahu said, that sounds very good. Very good, Mr. President. Let's do it.
Yeah. Netanyahu was like, I'm not interested in listening to Biden's teleprompter, which apparently makes all the decisions of policy in the United States. I am interested in what Donald Trump said. No, I mean, here's the thing: when what Trump wants is communicated to him, it would have been something along the lines of, "This is going to be really bad because it's going to go against everything I've said for the past 15 months. It's the people who are already against me, they're still going to be against me. But now the people who are on my side are going to be against me because I'm granting the ceasefire without Hamas being destroyed. So this is going to be really, 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 really bad for me." And then the response would have come, but we're going to make it good for you because here's the deal. Here's what we're going to do in return. And whatever that offer was, it was enough for Netanyahu to go, deal. I'll take that.
Since he was elected, Trump was completely committed to the release of the hostages. We spoke on Wednesday. He congratulated me on the agreement, and he emphasized, and rightly so, that the first stage is a temporary ceasefire. This is what he said, a temporary ceasefire. Towards the next stages of the agreement, we are holding on to some significant assets so that we can bring back all of the hostages, and in order to accomplish all the goals of the war. Both President Trump and President Biden have provided full backing to Israel's right to resume fighting, to resume combat, if Israel reaches the conclusion that the negotiations over the second stage are pointless. I truly appreciate that. I also appreciate the decision of President Trump to lift all the remaining restrictions on the providing of essential munitions and weapons to the state of Israel.
Oh, this is one of the other parts. The Joe Biden administration put restrictions in place of delivering a certain amount of bombs to Israel. That we're not doing that. Not doing that. Donald Trump came in and said, "We're going to lift that. We're going to lift that. There will be unrestricted access to whatever you need to finish this war." And if Hamas doesn't keep up the agreement, if they think they can get smart, you can go back in and you have our full support.
Once there was a day when there were restrictions on the bombs. Those days are gone.
If we need to resume combat, we will do so in new ways, and we will do so with tremendous force.
That's that. And a Trump administration is hardly going to listen to the whole to college campuses. So yeah, deal with that.
I have to say, I think the college. I think if the ceasefire does not last, and you get the college protesters flipping out and blocking Jews and so on from going on campus and so on, I think this administration will respond differently. I have to say that.
They will be respawned. They will be respawned. There was a terrorist attack in Israel, which some guy who apparently went over there from America attempted a terrorist attack. I don't know very much about it. I haven't followed it very much, but I saw.
That's why they were bothering. That's why they're bothering us so much. They do have to. There are people like that.
Yeah, terrorist attack. There was a terrorist attack, and it was a U.S. permanent resident who went to Israel to commit a terrorist attack. He tried to commit a terrorist attack, and he was shot dead. Moroccan national with a U.S. green card stabbed and wounded 4 people in a terrorist attack in Israel on Tuesday before he was shot dead. His name was Abdulaziz Kadi, which sounds like somebody from Texas, and attacked 4 men, and he was shot down by a woman with a gun in Tel Aviv.
He got taken out by a chick?
Yep. That's what happens.
Yeah, you imagine that. I will cross the entire
ocean. I will go through Israeli security. Also, I could get shot by some chick.
That always reminds me of my favorite video, man. I have to watch it again now. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Sorry about this.
My favorite video. My favorite video here. My favorite video. Let's have a look at that. This reminds me of my favorite video from Israel.
She made you famous, buddy. That's all. That's all we or any of your friends will ever remember you for. The dude. It's so crazy because the dude was already a coward because he waited until he's well past her, past the crowd, a bunch of people standing in between her and him, and then he yells it. But she's got some like sonar or something like that. She zeroed right in on him.
She calls her a sharmuta, a whore. They're having a discussion. They're having an issue. He calls her a sharmuta.
She's looking at it a different way. She's looking somewhere else. There's multiple people in between them. He yells it because he's big and tough. You know what she's saying? She's saying, "Ha! I have perfect pitch. My music teacher noticed I have perfect pitch. I can spot the slightest difference in pitch between voices, and I know that was your voice." And,
look
and
at
he got
that.
scared.
It's so funny. There are cameras recording what's happening here, and like this one is just focused on him being a little bee and
yeah. Come on, give us the other camera angle, lady.
After being humiliated and walking away. Isn't it amazing? That's just amazing.
Classic.
I love it. I love it. Here's something that you brought up earlier as well. Abby Libby posted in response to Candace Owens blaming her child. Nothing more cowardly and pathetic than blaming your unborn child for the convictions you constantly signal to those who approve, but you're too ashamed to openly stand behind when confronted by those who don't.
Yeah. Sorry, my baby, just by being the offspring of me and my husband, cannot stand to hear the voice of any Jew ever. So he sent me out of the room. That's her defense. That's her defense.
Storm D said, what did you say? You cursing me? Get out of here. Huh, interesting.
No, she said she has perfect pitch, and that's how she knew it was his voice.
Huh. Well, I trust you, so that's probably what she said. Powerful. German AP. Hey, what's up, German AP? Candace is throwing her unborn baby onto the bus.
It's got the picture there.
Yeah, she is throwing her unborn baby onto the bus. That's true. That's true. That's what they do. Steve McLovin. Trump says gender is based at conception. Yes. Sarah F. Palestine should be the 51st state, American Heights.
Yep. Site of the Trump golf course.
Yeah. Israel doesn't want it anyway, so America should just take it.
They would. No, Israel would love that to be a huge golf course that they could visit.
Makes sense. She said, "Get the hell out of here." Is that what she said?
Get the hell out of here.
That's what she said. What's up, guys?
Hey, Pete, you know what you need? You need to invent a little box that people carry around with you that's got all the hijab sayings on it, and people could just push a button. So like that lady, if she'd had this device, so like instead of like this screaming goat, it has all the buttons, and then you want to say something to someone, like in that situation, he goes, "Sarmuta," and she could have pushed, "Get the hell out of here," and then you don't even have to say anything.
No, AP, Muslims are forcing us to like the Jews. The Jews. Why are you stuttering? The Jews, Lord Ezra. Catherine, Daily Wire, look out for my email, please. Love to you both. Thank you. Appreciate it, Catherine. Daily Wire, look out for your for your email. Student of Life, AP and Daily Wire. Have you heard of Dr. Emra Dalton on X? Recently had an argument with her. She is Eastern Orthodox, unfortunately. I was almost going to say something really, really inappropriate about her. But seems like one of those people LARPing as Christians on social media. I blocked her earlier today, actually, because occasionally I have no idea who this is. I have no idea who she is, but she has an American flag in her profile name, and occasionally she turns up in my comment section and just says something ridiculously stupid. And I have been on a blocking spree these last few days, so I just blocked her. Sarah F. Candace's baby is a prophet. He leapt in the womb. You see. St. Miles, when you gotta fart, you gotta fart. This is true. This is true. That might also be one of the reasons why Candace Owens had to go off screen, because she had to fart. I get it entirely. I get it. It's fine. Knows too much. AP, why was your previous stream taken down? That's a very, very good question. I actually took it down myself. It wasn't taken down. I took it down myself. And I took it down because I found it kind of a little bit problematic, let's just say. Cam, Elon has more kids than Muhammad. This is the proof. Philip Daniel, thinking about Calandis the Good, a Catholic whose career is based on bearing false witness, hubris, and odium inimicitae, uncharitable hostility. That sounds based. She is very, she's a very hostile person. She's also hostile toward Catholics themselves. It's kind of funny. She hides behind her Catholic identity, but she also really, really dislikes other Catholics because she's one of them people who say, I don't trust the Pope. I don't like any of them other Catholics. They're all heretics. John the Presbyter, I think we can all admit that was funny. It was, yes. Crusader General, the Trans-Tifa degens that accuse Musk of Sikh heiling are the same groups who worship Mohomo, who happens to be the original Trans-Tifa degen Sikh heiler. Okay. Japister, AP is defending him because he's German, you see. Yeah. And soon I'm going to go to Germany, by the way, to campaign for the nation. Steve McLaughlin, Hans Asperger was a Nazi. Coincidence? That makes sense. That makes sense. Was he, though? When was the guy even alive? 1906 to 1980. What was this guy? La la la, Christian German youth movement. I'm gonna look into that now. Patriotic Z, salami and bacon to you. Paying my jizya, just watched the Steven Crowder stream on it. Even the ADL said he probably didn't mean it that way. Shalom. Agreed. It's really dumb to just call it a Nazi salute and then blast the guy. It takes more than an arm gesture to make one a Nazi. This is true.
Hey.
What?
Further controversy arose in the late 2010s over allegations that Asperger referred children to the Am Spiegelgrund Children's Clinic in Vienna during the Nazi period. The clinic was responsible for murdering hundreds of disabled children deemed to be unworthy of life as part of the Third Reich's child euthanasia programs, although the extent of Asperger's knowledge of this fact and his intentions in referring patients to the clinic remain yet to be ascertained. That's the guy that Elon is following and modeling his life after.
Modeling his life after.
Asperger's syndrome, the syndrome whereby you send children to euthanasia programs.
He's an Aspergist. You know what's isn't it just so insane that you actually have some people going around online claiming to be Christians, acting like they're super Christians, and then they're supporting Hitler. What you just said there, which you just mentioned, which is very, very well documented, the Nazi program of rooting out disabled people killing them, killing disabled children, which was put into practice and was being intensified more so even toward the end of the era of the Nazi Reich, which gladly ended with the guy killing himself. But it was going to be even more intensified, the euthanasia program for disabled people, for people who are considered undesirable, for people who are mixed race and considered filthy, and so on. It was a really, really, really sick and messed up government that was actually killing children with disabilities.
Yeah, I first read that in The White Rose. We had to read it in German class, but it's telling stories about when people first caught up, when people were first catching on that there's something wrong with these guys and what they're doing. But they heard from a nurse at one of these places that help take care of kids with mental or physical disabilities and so on. But they started sending the Gaswagen there. The Gaswagen, AP, these were portable gas chambers. At first they would just funnel the exhaust from the truck up into the back of the truck, and then you would die from carbon monoxide and so on. Then they started poisoning them and so on. But anyway, they would bring the gas wagon to the place and load it up with kids. And of course, the nurses and so on and nuns, it was nurses and nuns who ran these places. They knew what was going on, but you can't, there's nothing you could do. So the kids would ask, they would say, the Germans would show up and say, "Hey kids, get in the truck. We're going for a ride." And they would ask, the kids would ask the nuns, "Where are we going?" And the nuns would say, "You're going to heaven." And the kids would get on the trucks and they would be singing hymns at first. They would be singing songs. They were happy. They were going to heaven. And then they would be gassed along the way. And then they would, the brilliance of the gas wagon was you pick the kids up as you're driving them to a mass grave. You're going to dump them. They're being gassed. And so they're already dead by the time you get there. They eventually had to change some things because the drivers would be bothered. Eventually the kids would realize that what's happening to them as they are breathing in this stuff, and they would start screaming, and it bothered some of the drivers. So they had trouble figuring out a way to insulate to soundproof the back and so on, so that it didn't bother the drivers that they're gassing all these kids.
It is kind of inconvenient. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is it's a system. It's called the lebensunwertes Leben, which means the life unworthy of life, which is a and imagine being a Christian or claiming to be a Christian and then supporting a government that implemented something like this. They had a name for it, the life unworthy of life, which is a Nazi designation for the segments of the populace which, according to the Nazi regime, had no right to live. No right to live, and which were then given involuntary euthanasia, which included subhumans of different kinds by their definition, including disabled people of different backgrounds, and so on. Historians estimate that 200,000 to 300,000 people were murdered under this program in Germany and occupied Europe. Powerful. The program was called Action T4, which you can find more information on if you want to look that up and put some of those gropers in the face, who will just deny it or justify it, while also claiming to be Christians. Isaiah 53, Candace got her news source from Al Jazeera and history from edited Wikipedia. Powerful. Patriotic Ziyaman SP and AP is correct. It can be hard to understand. Emotions is confusing and we think differently. I have tism. I have the tism. I know. This is very, very common.
This Asperger guy wrote on something. When it says known for, the primary thing he's known for is writing on autistic psychopathy. I think there's some similarities with Asperger's and psychopathy. And the difference is that people with antisocial personality disorder they act differently and think differently, but they read other people and start mimicking them. But the Asperger's people aren't good at reading other people. Like they're not good at reading other people, and so they're not good at changing their mannerisms and so on to bring them into line with normal people.
In other news,
It's harder for them, I think.
There was an attack in. So this was there was an attack in Australia on a childcare center. An anti-Semitic attack of arson in Australia on a childcare center in a Jewish neighborhood, in a Jewish vicinity.
That's good. There are no injuries.
Which is just insane. I saw earlier Erin Molan talk about this. She said, what the hell does firebombing a child care center that our children go to in Sydney have to do with the plight of the Palestinians? Nothing.
Ever. So apologies again for a hotel room and a not very professional video, but overnight a childcare centre was firebombed in Sydney, in the eastern suburbs. I'd start by saying, what could they possibly be hoping to achieve by doing that? The community is full of a lot of Jewish people.
It's intifada, lady.
Jewish people, most of whom I suspect would support the Jewish population because, well, they've got hearts and brains. This was never, ever, 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 ever about the welfare of people in Gaza. Very clearly. We have a ceasefire. A ceasefire. So why did you firebomb a place where our children go? It's out of control, this stuff.
Pretty much. She's been very based. I think she lost her job recently or was fired or something because of her pro-Israel stance. I haven't really followed that aspect of it.
Didn't Australia just agree to bring in a bunch of people from Gaza or something like that?
Something like that.
I think I recall that. It's like, what do you think these guys are going to do when you take them to Australia and give them open access? You know, normally there are multiple fences between them and the Jews they want to go and kill. Now they're going to be in Australia where there aren't walls or fences protecting Jews from these guys. What could go wrong?
In December 2024, Molan was abruptly fired from her position on Sky News. After her firing, she went on a trip to Israel, where she met with the country's president, Isaac Herzog, as well as relatives of hostages held by Hamas. Herzog praised Molan for her moral clarity in siding with Israel in its war against Hamas. When asked why she was fired, she said budget cuts. Huh, interesting.
So you were wrong. It's budget cuts.
But do you hear it says Sky News fires Erin Molan for voicing her staunch Israel support?
Wrong. It's abrupt. It's abrupt budget cuts.
Abrupt budget cuts. I should write a book named Abrupt Budget Cuts. Yeah, I got in touch with her. For those wondering, I think I even talked with her about having a discussion which might take place sometime in the future. Kikavus, maybe Elon is not on the spectrum and he's just a based guy on the axis with Auschwitz. Not just king, it was clearly a Roman salute. What the hell is wrong with you, Key? Mount Cyanide says, Elon is totally based. I bought the 5-book collection of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. Elon told JBP he read them as a kid. Powerful. Godlike Snake says Hitler also believed the Jews had impure blood and they could not form nations. Supporting Zionism is antithetical to Nazism. That's what he said. This is going to go into a whole different thing, but I don't know if you've seen this one woman who recently became popular because because she said the N-word, and people were like,
I remember her.
Yay!
Wait, that's a chick. That's a chick. So then she became the hero of all the Groypers, and then went to a Groyper meeting. They all started making fun of her, and then when she commented about it, she's like, "They're all attacked because they're also misogynists, right? They despise women. So they started insulting her, and then as soon as they did that, they started like posting all sorts of mean comments about her baby daughter and like her, and saying that she was banging Jake Shields and all this stuff.
Lily, what? Lily the Gaddis. She made a post the other day, which I just thought was the dumbest thing that I've ever heard coming from the Nazi. Nationalism is a direct threat to the New World Order. Look, I understand that some people who don't read much and who don't inform themselves much might not really know much about the things that they talk about, but I would encourage everyone who thinks they're planning a new world order to make a quick Google search of Nazi New World Order. Please make a Google search if you think, nationalism is against the New World Order. Please make a quick Google search about the Nazi New World Order.
AP, you can't question her. She got a surfboard in the background, so her surfboard in the background. It's like Mike Winger's guitar in the background.
People are so retarded. It's just retarded beyond help. She made a post where she said that Hitler was not somebody who was interested in racial superiority.
Oh, that was her. I even responded to that. I didn't know that was from this chick. But yeah, I responded to that. I quote tweeted that, and I said, and plus, Hitler never had a little mustache. It's true. I'm on Twitter.
You see.
Never believed in a master race.
Hitler never believed in a master race, rather that each race should preserve its uniqueness, be nationalistic, and resist communism and Jewish supremacy. You absolute imbecile.
Yeah, what a dope.
Absolute.
They had their charts of the different races and so on, like and themselves at the top, Northern Europeans at the top.
One of the primary themes of his book Mein Kampf was about preserving racial purity and the racial superiority of the Aryan people, and preventing them from mixing with the inferior, sick races that want to interbreed with the successful, wonderful, powerful Aryans. This is one of the primary themes of Mein Kampf.
And
of course, these people know nothing about this. So dumb, man. It's so ridiculously these people are so retarded. They act like, oh yeah, we've been lied to. Hitler actually believed all humans are equal. Yeah. Futtwad. The more I hear of this Hitler, the less I care for him.
It's a Norm Macdonald joke.
I know.
No, you don't.
I know. Haj Rayan Al-Ghazlani. Hey, what's up, man? Why wouldn't Hitler love me? German ginger Dawa dude is what he wished the Germans would have become. He wanted the Muslims to have conquered Europe. This is true. Hitler actually did say that. I mean, we've talked about this plenty. He did say that he wished Germans were Muslims. He really didn't like Christianity. He said, why did it have to be Christianity? I don't like Christianity. It makes us weak. Noodles the cat. Musk is thinking infinity and beyond when he does the salute type movement. I'm surprised you didn't know he's on the spectrum, David.
To infinity and beyond. No, I thought of it. I just didn't know it was known. I thought because when you hear him in an interview,
shame on you.
You could tell there's something different about the guy. Different about the guy.
Shame on you. How could you not know this?
So anyway, yes, I did not know that this was public knowledge.
Shame on you. Goatop. Well, in modern times, Jews are the Nazis. So the jury is still out on Elon. Abraham Harb, the PBD interviewed a psych, and he asked, "Is there a salvation for a psychopath?" The psych said, "No. The evidence suggests there isn't." And I thought, hold my Bible, get David Wood on the line.
Yeah, we'll crush that dude. Point him out to me. He will rue the day he ever said that.
Yeah, I think everyone should go and send a message to PBD and challenge him to invite David Wood.
Cage match with whoever that psych was, unless it was a woman.
To challenge this false notion and ask him if he's scared to invite David Wood.
Ultimate showdown. D Wood. Cage match. It's going to be two things. One, we're going to have a physical confrontation where I will destroy this person. And then we will have a discussion about salvation and psychology. And I will crush the person intellectually despite his great learning.
You're hiding, boy. You're hiding.
Telegraph. Musk is a real life Forrest Gump. Love him. Powerful. Jack Ray gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Jack Ray. Appreciate it. Based Autistic. Here we have one. As a fellow ASPI, I cannot indeed verify that we sometimes do the salute with anxious. Taught my dog to do it too in honor of Count Dankula. It's pretty messed up.
Mama always said, life is like a box of Nazis.
Fuck what, it looks so bad, bro. It does.
It does look pretty bad.
It does look bad. But you have to give the guy the benefit of the doubt. The Al Jazeera journalist just had to go pee. Makes sense. They were probably pregnant altogether. The Onyx Codex, you'll have to use your imagination for this one, guys. You don't necessarily have to answer right now. Split dollars with David. Read the next super chat.
Here we go.
Onyx Codex says, let's assume Jesus didn't know Islam would appear. What would you say to Jesus if you had only 3 minutes to meet with him on the high mountain during the Transfiguration?
Assume Jesus didn't know Islam would appear?
Yeah. That wouldn't make much sense to me.
Yeah, I don't understand what that has to do with the next part. Are you saying what would I want to tell him about Islam?
Yeah. But even that doesn't make much sense to me. Because how would he not know if he is who he is?
Yeah, and as I recall, he gave plenty of warnings about false prophets and how to spot them. And the criteria he laid out for identifying a false prophet, Muhammad meets those criteria more perfectly than anyone else in all of history. It's like he's telling you. So if I only had 3 months, only 3 minutes there, I'd be like, hey, let's make it extra clear to everyone. If you're talking about what I would say about Islam, let's make it extra clear to everyone so Muslims can't claim you as their own later. But it really, I don't even know how that would work. It's like everything Jesus says goes against Islam. And so I don't know that adding further clarification would even work. So anyway, it's a weird situation.
I would say, can you emphasize a little bit more strength and fighting back and defending and stuff? But then again,
like, hey, can you just say, hey, let's kill everybody? Change your message, Jesus. No more of this. Love your enemies. Say, hate your enemies, and we will kill them all.
Hey, can you stop with the whole, turn the other cheek and stuff and just tell them to just, kill whoever threatens them?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Jesus, could you change your message to fight those who do not believe in Jesus?
How about tell them if somebody slaps you, behead them.
Chop their head off and humiliate them.
No, I don't know.
And take their wives as war booty.
Who am I to say nothing? That's that. But this is a good question, Onyx Codex. It just doesn't make sense considering that you would have to assume that Jesus is who he is while also assuming that he wouldn't know that Islam would appear. That doesn't make sense to me. There's a contradiction here. You see what I mean? Do that make sense? Do that. Silly Goose says, you sheeple, you cannot see. Big Zionism has you under their dreidel.
It's true. We even sing. Dreidel, 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 I made you out of clay. Dreidel, 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 with dreidel I will play.
And Vaikov, the Al Jazeera journalist, just had to go to pee. This is true. Peace be upon me, says activist bishop defending LGBTQ and imam praying in Trump service prayer. Sounds like non-biblical to me and false teachings. Any thoughts, David Wood and AP on this?
I didn't actually see the clip, but I saw there was a clip where some activist bishop was scolding Trump or something like this, or actually begging, like, please be nice. Activist bishop defending LBGTQ and imam praying in Trump service prayer. Sounds like non-biblical to me and false teachings. Any thoughts, D. Wood? I don't think they're trying to be biblical when they're doing that. I think they're trying to show they're going to be somewhat inclusive. As far as the imam, I think that's throwing a bone to the Muslims who, I think that was part of the deal. It's part of the deal in Michigan. Hey, because you had sheikhs and imams coming out saying, we're going to support Trump. We're changing from our support from the left and we're going to support Trump. Clearly, there was some deal behind the scenes because those guys would have gotten into trouble. Right? It's like, hey, if we come out, we're going to be blasted. So what's the deal? Well, here's the deal. It's going to be this and this and that. And probably part of it was, I guarantee you, I'm going to get a ceasefire really quick. Like, I promise you that I'll get a ceasefire and I'll have Muslim at the inauguration and so on.
It's going to be the best ceasefire.
As far as the bishop or whatever defending LGBTQ stuff, it's probably, hey, I'm about to sign an executive order. An executive order blasting away at this stuff. But I'll have someone say it on screen so you can see how I'm actually inclusive here.
Powerful. Yeah, the imam thing didn't happen in the end, which I'm quite happy about. So the imam
he had some imam. He had some other imam at something. I saw pictures. I didn't see what the person said.
Really?
Oh, you're wrong.
I didn't catch the whole thing about
look
imam.
Look up imams. Look up imam speaks. I don't know if it was the inauguration or after it. They had someone because people are like, he's speaking. He's talking about Allah.
I mean, all I know is all I have seen is that the imam previously scheduled Dearborn cleric previously listed as a speaker at Trump inauguration does not appear. Was removed from the programs for Trump's inauguration after complaints from conservative pro-Israel groups. Powerful. And that's because the guy was pro-Hezbollah in the past and also had some really nice things to say about Jews. Death to the Jews and death to Israel. I wanted to make a live stream about Gazan reactions to the ceasefire deal. I'm sure you have seen them celebrating and going out there and shouting, gay bar, yeah, Yahud. Did you see that?
No.
The Gazans were shouting, gay bar, yeah, Yahud.
Yeah, that's their favorite thing in the world.
Yeah. They're like, gay bar, yeah, Yahud. We love you so much. You're so cute. Sorry, 9kid, nerds are cool and have faith in Jesus. I'm a nerd. Based. Noodles, the cat says. He didn't click his heels. It's infinity and beyond. Autism spectrum, remember. Wants to go to Mars. This is true.
To infinity and beyond.
But he wants to go to Mars because he wants to expand the German Lebensraum for the greater German Reich on Mars. That's why, apparently. Sarah F. Muslims uninvited because for terror, that's literally genocide. Yeah. It's just funny. They invite one imam.
Who was it who spoke at something? I saw something about a Muslim doing something at one of these events over the past couple of days.
They invite one imam, and the one imam that appears there happens to be somebody who is a terrorist supporter.
Yeah. Isn't it funny?
What are the
odds? That reminds me of I made those videos back in the day about that 2020 special they had on Islam. And there was part of it, and I did a couple part series, but there was part of it where 2020, there's a 2020 special with all these seasoned journalists. And they say, and the Muslims here in the United States are our first line of defense against terrorism. And in that, what they did, they put they put a Muslim on the screen that I know because he was part of Revolution Muslim, which got banned as a terrorist organization. Like, you couldn't randomly point the camera at a Muslim in New York City without getting a guy who's actually a part of a terrorist group. You couldn't do that. You couldn't randomly point it at you. Isn't that crazy? So anyway, I made fun of them for that.
Are you saying that that Muslims very often happen to be problematic people?
Yeah, matter of fact, that guy called into Jesus or Muhammad one day when we were talking about the Fort Hood massacre, and he was defending the Fort Hood massacre and stuff. Anyway, Revolution Muslim, those are the guys who threatened the South Park creators, Trey Parker and Matt Stone, and then they had to change they had to heavily censor their episode about Muhammad. It's because Revolution Muslim. So they randomly point a camera at a Muslim standing outside a mosque, and that's their. Then the voiceover is, these guys are our first line of defense against terrorists, and they're pointing at a guy who openly supports terrorism. It's insane.
That's true. And Wyckoff said, I have lots of pictures of swastikas in Gaza with them giving actual Nazi salutes and a picture of a store called Hitler 2. Yeah, there is that interview Hitler 2 in Gaza where the guy has a Hitler 2 store. A store called Hitler 2, and he's asked why it's called Hitler 2, and he says because he's a big fan of Hitler or something like that. Here, the funny thing is that during this war, they actually destroyed this place.
Oopsie. That would be fun. Hey guys, if there's a war breaking out, if there's a war with Israel breaking out, and you want your business to survive, probably don't call it Hitler 2, because you know that's on someone's list. Oh, hey, I saw something on social media. Can we make sure this place gets leveled?
It's an interesting name for a store. Huh?
It's also dumb just calling it 2. Like call it Hitler 2.0 or something like that. That's that means upgrade.
What the hell is Hitler 2?
There was Hitler 1, then now there's Hitler 2.
And here you have it, Hitler 2.
And look, they're selling
clothing.
Hitler 2 sells all the exact same clothing worn by college protesters in the United States.
You see?
And I got mine from the actual Hitler 2 store before it was destroyed. That shows you I'm really down with the movement.
Okay, that jacket and that vest actually aren't that bad, man.
Look at that.
They put knives in their hands. They're holding knives and Palestinian flags.
This is normal. This is normal life in Gaza. Just have a store called Hitler, while selling outfits that are meant to be used for terrorist activities or so-called peaceful protests against the Jews.
Yep.
This is it. This is Gaza.
When the war breaks out, business will be a booming in more ways than one.
And when the war breaks out, they're like, "Why? What did we do? All we wanted
we just want peace.
We just want peace.
We just want peace. Where's the ceasefire? Ceasefire. The creepiest mannequin ever. Yes, this will look good on me as I'm killing Jews. This is knife I will use to kill Jews.
The name of the shop is Hitler, and I like him because he was the most anti-Jewish person.
Yes, he wants to kill all the Jews. May his store always be there forever and ever.
I was thinking between Muhammad and Hitler because both of them were the most anti-Jewish people, but then I decided Hitler because everyone is named Muhammad.
Yes, and I'm about to name my firstborn child, and I'm trying to decide, is it Hitler or Muhammad? So I name him Hitler Muhammad Abdullah.
هتلر وانا بحبه يعني من كتر ما هو كان اكثر واحد معادي لليهود لانه ظلمونا ويعني اخذوا حقنا كل حقنا اخذوه في البلد يعني ما خلوناش شيء يعني احنا الحين
always playing the victim.
And right beside it you have Art Home, so you can go get some art and some fresh Hitler gear.
Always playing the victim. This is always playing the victim. We hate the Jews and we want to kill them, and we hate them and we like Hitler, but hey, this is because they don't treat us well. That's why.
Yeah, they don't treat us well. All we want to do is exterminate them, and they don't treat us well. Isn't there? What's wrong with these people? And they didn't even treat Hitler well when he tried to exterminate them all. Isn't it? What's wrong with these people? No, we just want to peacefully exterminate them all, and then they don't want it, and then they don't like us. Why? Well, what did we ever do to you besides try to exterminate you like Hitler?
And the thing is, this guy is speaking like in this guy's lifetime. Israel didn't even like do anything to these guys. They didn't take away anything. Nothing happened at all. On the contrary, during this guy's lifetime, Israel actually gave them autonomy. Israel actually gave them self-governance for the first time. But this guy is complaining about, oh no, the only reason that we are like this, the only reason that we hate the Jews and we want to kill them all is because the Jews they treat us very, very badly. Because it is injustice. We cannot live like this. Why don't they just die when we want it? The fact that they stay alive when we want to kill them is oppression. Wallahi, it's oppression. Oppression. This is why we hate them.
بس نروح نموت احسن. احنا عايشين من قله الموت. وعجبني كمان يعني اللبس هو احلى حاجه فيه اللبس والاسم يعني تبعه روعه.
Anyway, hope you're dead. And Mark K. Notice how many Hamas appear for the transfer of 3 hostages. These men did not honor Momo's revelations in chapter 4, verse 95, chapter 9, verse 111. Haram AF.
He's saying these guys didn't die. So 9:111. That's of course the famous verse talking about those who fight in Allah's way, they slay and are slain. And then 495. That's the verse saying that the people who don't fight are not equal with the people who actually fight.
But that's a misinterpretation. What that actually is about is when you say slay queen, like slay,
That's true.
Yeah. Slay queen. Yes, queen. That's what it is about. Stop making it about violence.
I'm not. You're doing that.
No, you are. Since we talked about it, let's have some of these beautiful footages up here. Beautiful, beautiful footages of them releasing hostages and the wonderful innocent civilians just celebrating and engaging in wonderful innocent civilian behavior as a result of that. It's a very wonderful innocent civilian way to do things, as they do in Gaza. Powerful. Let's see. Let's have a look here. They suddenly all found their uniforms again, of course, after the ceasefire was announced. They were fighting in pajamas among the civilian population, but then as soon as the ceasefire was announced, they're like, oh, wait a minute, now I remember where my uniform is. Let me quickly grab it and put it on.
Bunch of cowards. Like seriously, how do you celebrate these guys? We're going to go kill a bunch of people. Then we're going to go hide in tunnels. And when we fight, those of us who stay above ground and fight, we will fight in civilian clothes so they don't know. So we can scream, oh, no, we're just civilians, and try to shoot them in the back and so on. And plus, when they kill us, we will be listed among civilian casualties, not combatant casualties. And then as soon as ceasefire, then it's,
yes, look at our uniforms. We are very proud of these uniforms. Look.
Ceasefire.
It's kind. I mean, to be fair, just aesthetically, it's kind of a cool looking uniform. With that green bandana, it's like a target on your head. Right? It's like a target on your head.
Yeah.
Stop doing that. Quit embarrassing yourselves.
It is. Look at this. This is the funniest video. This is supposed to be them celebrating.
Hey, Mr. Fafo!
But Mr. Fafo is here. Then this one woman who apparently she was quite thin before the war, but then she's overweight now after the war. It's like, how did that happen?
No. So you're saying she was thin and now she's overweight.
Yeah.
People are saying, okay, what kind of famine are they in Gaza when she's that big? And I had to point out, how does anyone know? Maybe she was like 2,200 pounds before the war, and that's why she survived. And no,
she was actually thinner.
No, I'm just saying she could have lost like 1,900 pounds from starving. And then people are like, oh, but look, there's no famine there. Come on, be realistic.
But isn't this funny? They're like, yeah, ceasefire. Now we don't have to pretend to be press anymore. Here.
Isn't it funny? It's like, ha ha, got you. I mean, the entire vibe, the moment the ceasefire was announced, was like, ha ha, can't believe you all idiots fell for that. They they instantly stopped pretending, right? Like they don't have to, let's carry this on so people think we're really like struggling and really victims of genocide here. It's like, okay, ha ha ha, we got them to fall for that. Stupid.
للجزيرة للأسرى الإسرائيليين في داخل هذه المركبة. هذه الصورة المباشرة الآن هذه الصورة المباشرة. سلمى.
Look at these guys. They're not just fully covered, fully clothed. They got the sunglasses on even. So you can't recognize them.
So this is the hostage release. Hamas is putting the hostages into another vehicle to transfer them. There are Hamas personnel on top of the vehicles with their guns out to control the crowds and shoot if somebody gets out of line. And then you have crowds pushing toward the vehicle to approach the hostages.
Oh yeah, they want to rip them apart
and shouting Allahu Akbar. The peaceful society here of cockroaches. And here
محمد بدأ يعود. خيبر يا يهود. خيبر يا يهود. جيش محمد بدأ يعود. جيش محمد بدأ يعود. الله أكبر.
What they did here is actually this guy, so this Hamas guy is standing here among them with all these innocent starving genocide victims standing around him and shouting with him. He takes the phrase Khaybar Khaybar ya Yahud, Jaish Muhammad Safiyud, which means Khaybar Khaybar, a Jews, the army of Muhammad will return. He changed it up. He changes it up.
خيبر يا يهود. خيبر يا يهود. جيش محمد بدأ يعود.
To Jaish Muhammad Bada Yahud, which means the army of Muhammad has returned. That's what he changes it into. So what this guy is saying here, what the Hamas guy is saying here,
he's the army.
Instead of saying the army of Muhammad will return, he's celebrating the ceasefire by announcing the army of Muhammad has returned.
Yeah. Guys, there's a ceasefire, so we're back
now to kill the Jews.
Yeah, the ceasefire is here, so we're back. When there's an actual war, we run and hide. But there's a ceasefire, so now the army of Muhammad has returned. We're very brave during the ceasefire to cause as many problems as possible until they get fed up with it and they attack us again, and then we run and hide again. This is the army of Muhammad. Isn't that a great, like, perfect description of the army of Muhammad? Bunch of freaking cowards who when there's a ceasefire, they'll attack. When you respond, they run and hide. Everything is let me attack when no one is attacking, and then run and hide and scream and cry and pretend to be victims and get college protesters to defend me on the other side of the planet. This is the army of Muhammad, ladies and gentlemen. But they should actually say, oh, Jews, remember Khaybar, where a Jewish woman poisoned our prophet and totally destroyed our religion. Remember. It's seriously amusing and simultaneously insanely stupid that of all the different events that they could point to, they point to Khaybar, right? They don't point to like the massacre of the Qurayza Jews in Medina. They point to Khaybar, where their prophet was poisoned by a Jewish woman. But since they won the battle right before their prophet was poisoned, they say, yes, this is the thing that we always want everyone to remember when we beat the Jews in battle, right before they poisoned our prophet, leaving him in agony for 3 years until he died like a rat that had eaten too much poison.
Powerful.
Died like a rat. Muhammad died like a poisoned rat. A rat, when a rat smells the poison food, the rat can't resist. It eats it. It eats it and eats it and eats it until it dies. That's what Muhammad did.
He died like a dog. I actually found a different. I actually changed this up a little bit. To make it sound better, and did it like this.
Khaybar ya Yahud. Khaybar ya Yahud. We admit you are so cute. We admit you are so cute. No more fights, just rendezvous. No more fights, just rendezvous. Muhammad's army wants you. Muhammad's army wants you.
So this is a declaration. This is a gay declaration of love for Jews by Hamas.
Now everyone can understand the alliance between the LGBTQ community and Hamas.
Exactly. Gay bar, ya Yahud.
خيبر يا يهود خيبر يا يهود جيش محمد بدأ يهود جيش محمد بدأ يهود.
This is how they celebrate. After a ceasefire, they celebrate by saying, "We have returned. We will kill the Jews." But hey, innocent, peaceful victims. Look at this innocent, peaceful, wonderful victims of genocide. Uh-oh.
Kaibar, ya. Wait, was it? Gaybar, ya Yahud. Our prophet loved getting banged by a dude.
Look at this crowd of animals.
Mm-hmm.
Cockroaches.
And I mean, seriously, everyone's just like, just tear down the fence and let everyone live as one big country.
Yeah, right. They even put I mean, look at her. They put a thing around her neck, the Palestine flags around her neck. It's basically what they also did was they gave them a certificate or something, a certificate of completing their time as hostages, as a mockery and a way of humiliating them. They gave them a certificate of completing their time as hostages, and also put Palestine flags around their necks, and then sent them home to their families. Yes.
Hey. Someone in the chat came up with a better metered second line. It's better metered. It's along the same lines of what I'm saying, but I knew the meter was off when I said it. The meter is off, right? So it should be Gaybar, ya Yahud. Gaybar, ya Yahud. They have banged Muhammad too. So that's I like dude better because it rhymes with Yahud a little better, but yeah, we'll work on the meter. We will come up with a good chant, ladies and gentlemen. We'll come up with we'll come up with multiple good chants. AP's got one. Come up with multiple other one.
That's exactly right. Here is one of the pictures. They gave these
certificates of authenticity,
certificates
of
to
captivity
them to celebrate their time as spent as hostages. They also took photos with them like this, holding up the certificate.
Hey, are those from Muhammad Hijab's dad's school of Cambridge fake degrees online?
That could be. I mean, who else makes fake degrees? Muhammad Hijab does, and he likes Hamas, so could be.
You now have fancy degree from Hamas University in being hostage.
This is the sick society, these sick bastards. I hope they all get taken out.
Hey, I'm saying, let me say this to any returned hostages who are given one of these. I don't know if the Israeli forces or government or whatever takes these, or if they let you keep them. If anyone out there has one, please, me and AP would like to buy it from you, and we will use it to make fun of terrorists. So if anyone can get their hands on one of those, you want to give it up, we will give a pile of shekels. We will give a pile of shekels for one of those, because we would really like that hanging in the background to, pee on and things like that. Anyway.
And you know what's funny? While those of us who look at this and to point out how absolutely disgusting and messed up this is, while we are disgusted by this, you have others, of course, sharing this, the pro-Hamas, pro-Palestine people sharing these images as if it's something funny and great. You have Muslim reactions to this kind of stuff, celebrating it and loving it and doing an Allahu Akbar sign and so on. I'm seeing. I saw accounts. I have a Turkish one right here, of them posting about this, and people reposting it and celebrating it and so on. It's this. These are sick people, and it's not just Hamas. It's not just the Islamists. It's Islam. Sorry for those who think this is bad news or it's too hard to hear, but it's Islam. Islam is the problem. That's what it is. That's what you get. Those who celebrate this at home are not Hamas. They're not just Islamists. They're just regular Muslims.
Hey, speaking of Muslims, you got this guy here. I choose Islam. Keeps spamming about speaking in Tungus. Keep in mind, everyone wants to make fun of him for not being able to spell. He's a brilliant. I choose Islam is a brilliant scholar compared to the illiterate prophet he worships. But I'll go ahead and give it a. Give it a try. Bibbity bobbity. Muhammad's a false prophet. Child molesting, murdering, rapist. Why would you taunt at me while I can call your fake prophet a child murdering, a child raping, murdering pedophile? Why would you do that? Why would he? Hope that helps.
That's what they do. Powerful. Heroes Workshop. What does Candace support Trump? Why does Candace support Trump if he supports openly Israel? Doesn't that complicate her grift? I was going to point it out as well. In fact, somebody should probably put something together, because just recently she was talking about how America and ISIS are basically in the same camp, and our U.S. government is controlled by the Zionists and so on. And then she goes on and actually celebrates the Trump victory and says, "We are back." Who the hell is we?
Yeah,
What do you mean we?
I think she's starting to catch on that if she pisses everyone off, basically except the Groypers and Hamas supporters, that's not going to be enough to carry on her grift, right? You got to keep the conservatives who still haven't realized what a freaking nut job grifter you are. So I think she's catching on and wants to hang on to them.
Yeah. Yeah. Hitler died on April 30th, 1945. Trump was born on June 14th, 1946. Everyone knows when someone dies, it takes 409 days to be reincarnated. Everyone knows. 4 plus 0 plus 9 equals 13, which is the number of the Freemasons. Coincidence? Wake up. This is a good point. Wow. This is a very, very good point. Powerful. Michael James, if Elon really wants people to flip out, he should do a triangle sign at his next speech. That would be good. That would be beast.
And he should do something every time he speaks for anything like that, and toss something in there for everybody to flip out on. Random weird hand signals everywhere.
Do you notice that Candace Owens wasn't?
You should go out and hit this at the very least.
Yeah.
Which used to mean okay, but then people always saying if a person on the right does that, the okay signal, then they say it's a white supremacist hand signal.
Emily Damare, Romy Gonen, and Doran Steinbrecher holding Hamas's psychological terror memorabilia. They gave them things of gift bags with certificates and things to remember them by, and so on. I saw people celebrating this and thinking, look, Hamas is so kind to them. I don't really want to say the things that I have on my mind about those people. Watergang LTD. Have you guys over to debate Nick Fritos, Ken
Yes.
Owens, Born Again Barbarian, etc.?
Don't know that one.
I feel like gropers
have
and the
offered.
likes are becoming a rising threat to Christendom. I
Not-
don't think
not
so.
born
honestly.
again, not born again barbarian, because no idea who that is. But Nick Fritos and Ken Duns Owens, yes, we have repeatedly made offers. So yes,
I saw a video by this guy Barbarian, and I watched little bits of it. The guy is a complete lunatic, but on a completely different level. compared to Nick Fritos and Ken Dunst. Nick Fritos and Ken. So Candace is an ignorant idiot. She's a complete imbecile. Nick Fritos is just your typical Nazi guy who is the wannabe Jeffrey Dahmer and has issues with his closeted homosexuality. The barbarian guy is a guy who pretends to be a devout Christian, but the guy is a complete nut job. It's like it's a guy that you don't want to spend your time alone with. And I saw part of a video that he did about the Talmud. I would have debates with people. I'm not sure though if it's really worth it.
As far as a rising threat to Christendom, I don't think so.
No.
No.
These are people who are famous online among people who are young and who pretend to be, who want to, stick to something that they just found. I mean, who actually out there in the real world cares about these people as part of, their Christian attitude? I mean, do people in churches go around and think, oh yeah, I need to watch the new Nick Fuentes video?
Yeah, I hear that when I go to church. Everyone's like,
Hey, did you catch that new Nick Fuentes video? And someone's like, yes, but what about born again barbarian? He's even more base than Nick Fritos.
In churches, they say, oh, everyone, by the way, now that we are done with our service, everyone should go home and watch the next Nick Fuentes video.
And the pastor gets up and he says, hey, let's all pray to Candace Owens' baby, who's super based and doesn't want to ever hear the voice of a rabbi.
And let's shout, Christ is King, Christ is King. And when you see a Jewish person outside, just shout, Christ is King. None of this, I mean, these are online jokes. These people, I saw this, another case just recently online. There was this, there is a woman that I've seen occasionally here and there, who is a believing Christian woman with a Jewish last name. She posted some of her interactions with gropers and other people, and I looked at the things that the people were saying to her, and it's just these are the gropers who pretend to be Christians. So Jennifer Greenberg, I actually saw the context of this. This is just about Abby Libby says something about how the Holocaust is undeniably proven and so on. She then comments on it and says that they don't really care about whether it's true or not. They just want to be hostile and all that. Then this guy here, Groper, pretends to be Christian, comes in and says Greenberg. That's it. That's all it says, Greenberg. Obviously a dig at her German Jewish last name. She says, wait, you can read? Here's something even more shocking for you. I love Jesus Christ, the Son of God, who was born to a Jewish teenage mom and died to save me from my sins. Happy Sunday. And here is some guy who chose his username just about hating black people. And in his bio, it says Christian. He responds with this, back in the oven. Liked by fellow gropers. And gropers then come in and harass her further after this. Does this look like these people are Christians, or they care about Christians, or love Christians, or are just so concerned about the well-being of fellow Christians? Does this look like these people are like represent a Christian attitude and Christian worldview?
Yeah, this is a big threat to Christendom.
She even directly here professes to be a Christian and directly announces it and has a quite Christian response. And the response to her is back in the oven. These guys are I don't know what to say. Candace Owens is biggest fans too. Yeah, check her comment section. It's just full of people like this.
Now, I do have to point out, and I have to point out, Diana, she came up with the same alternative that I came up with when I saw the one I put up, that it had better meter, it was metered better. Khaybar, Yahud, Diha, banged Muhammad, right? And she put good. I thought of that, right? It's not quite, because I like dude, because it sounds more like Yahud, but Khaybar, Yahud, Diha banged Muhammad, good. That could be a good. That could be a good first two.
That sounds good. There. That's good. That's good. That's good. I'm glad that we were focused on such a serious topic.
It is. Well, it is. It would be good if you had a bunch of people and they all had their lines down. So whenever they started, Khaybar, Yahud, everyone's like, Diha banged Muhammad, good.
Look at this here. This means victory. The guy is doing a victory sign.
Peace.
Yeah, we go. Everything is destroyed. Everything is destroyed. We were hiding until now, but now victory.
جاءت منه من شرق مدينة غزة وأيضا يبدو أن عناصر المقاومة تقوم بتأمين سيارات
They're on the way to the gay bar.
الصليب الأحمر كما نتابع عناصر المقاومة يقومون بتأمين
off to the gay bar
الأحمر حتى تخرج من هذه المنطقة المزدحمة بشكل كبير الآن على
Arabic media is more insane, though. They called the released Israeli hostages prisoners, and they exchanged convicted Palestinian prisoners hostages. Did you see that? Yeah, that's their usual language. On the one hand, you have innocent civilians that were taken captive by terrorists. On the other hand, you have suspects of all kinds of different backgrounds committing terrorist attacks and so on. They want to draw an equivalence between these two. Sick people. Tesbo, Trump's speech was awesome. UK jealous, hoping Starmer is quaking in his boots. Notice he wasn't invited to the inauguration. Yeah, that's pretty based. Jack Ray, the Gazans can end up owning the best golf course resorts on earth if they play ball. Pun. The best. Yeah, that's true.
The best. He should be saying so. The Gazans could have the best golf course in the Mediterranean. If they just play ball. The best.
Actually, it was child euthanasia, not euthanasia. We all misunderstood us. Well, that makes sense. That explains it. Sivako, Indonesia is doing a great job of showing the power of the Ummah in Islam. Wonderful solidarity there for their beloved residents. Exactly.
Isn't it interesting? You got dozens of Muslim countries, and they're all,
do not bring one of those people here. Bring them to your own country. We don't want them.
We don't want them. Get the hell out of here.
We don't even want one Palestinian.
We don't care about Palestinians. Are you insane? Robert Aldani, how worried are you guys about Trump? To me, he is. Wait, move the Palestinians to Greenland or Northern Ireland.
That's why I decided to buy Greenland. Give it to the Palestinians. Let them stay there.
I still don't know now if this whole Greenland thing is actually serious.
No, I don't know if it's serious or a troll.
I thought it was trolling, but it got quite serious at some point. So I'm not sure what's happening.
Yeah, it has. And then it's cool because we'd have Canada surrounded.
Oh, well, he's still saying it again. Trump says Denmark will come along on Greenland sale.
He's talking about taking the Panama Canal back and stuff. So anyway, interesting times ahead.
Well, the Panama Canal makes sense, but what the hell are you going to do with Greenland? Greenland is not a self-sufficient country. You would have to fund it to get stuff out of it. It has a population of like 50,000 or so.
I think the idea is just expanding. Like, give yourself more control over the world.
Well, what about Antarctica?
That's a little farther away. Greenland's a little closer to Europe, a little closer to the things you want to. You're a little closer to taking over Europe. You go Greenland, Iceland, boom, United Kingdom.
What about the glaciers in the North Pole?
Not interested.
Robert Aldani, how worried are you guys about Trump? To me, he is on the isolationist Tucker side inherently. Perhaps the people around him will have influence. Well, he has isolationist policies, and to be very honest, Trump also had a lot of isolationist policies that he campaigned with during his first presidency or before his first presidency. Much of it was pretty much dropped after he became president. Much of it is very much just campaigning. Same thing happens here in this case. I mean, how isolationist can you possibly get? This is only a really big problem if there's a giant war in the world breaking out. Otherwise, he already gave his commitment to supporting Israel fully. He did have some opinions on the whole Iran thing, but I think he kind of doesn't want to emphasize it right now. I don't know. I'm not really concerned about Donald Trump's foreign policy.
Yeah, to everyone who's watching, you've got sort of two main views as far as what the United States foreign policy should be. You got the isolationist and then the interventionist. And so the ideas would be that the United States should intervene in places around the world in the best interest of the United States. So you've got Putin over there. Well, you want to stop him. You've got these guys over here. You want to stop them. You want to do something about Iran and so on. Then you have the isolationist view, which is we're kind of we're on the opposite side of the world from what a lot of stuff that's going on. And so, hey, if we just stay out of it, what do we care if everyone else in the world blows themselves to smithereens? We just become more and more powerful if everyone else is becoming weaker and weaker by attacking each other. And so, anyway,
also I have to say
he does seem significantly more in the stay out of things category.
After his first term, honestly, I thought to myself, I'm so glad that this is over. And as much as I don't like the other side, I hope we don't have something like this again. There was just too much everything on edge all the time. And I really thought Donald Trump should not be president again. But the thing is, look at him right now. Just look at him speaking during the inauguration, look at him afterwards, and so on. The guy has become a different guy. He's so different from the way he was during his first term. In his first term, he was a giant jerk to everyone. He has something happened. Maybe it's the whole.
It's not Trump who's changed.
Shot
it's
at.
Us. We've changed. AP.
Maybe it's because he got shot at and he got humbled by that. I don't know, something like that. But he's like
breaking news.
Comparison,
AP thinks Trump has become humble.
But he became very, very
get ready for rude awakening.
He seems much more reasonable and compassionate and altogether not just prone to just piss everyone off as he was during his first term.
Have you read these executive orders, Mr. He doesn't want to piss everybody off?
Yeah, I have. Robert Aldani, how worried are you guys? Lions and Mohammed Hijab's next video, Elon was saluting at me.
Yeah, the signal to me. What was he doing? He tried to throw this on my face. We will show you the power of the Ummah.
Iceberg syndrome, it's a Titanic problem. Here comes Jack with the puns again. The third orange, people saying Eastern Orthodox would suit AP the best. Guys, we know the way AP will go. God has already given him a prophetic vision in a dream. He will become Catholic, then become the new Pope. See? This guy gets it. He remembers it.
Would be funny if you became Pope.
I told everyone. I had a dream one night. I said it right the next day. I had a dream where I had become the Pope. And in my dream where I had become a Pope, I was looking for my hat and I was already too late for the job. Like I was late for my first day as the Pope. So this is a sign to me. I don't know. Since then, I mean, look at this. Oh yeah, right here. Look. I have this with me all the time. See? I took this very seriously. Powerful. I even taught my wife how to do the rosary the other day. See? I'm not joking. I'm serious right now. The third orange, then AP and Mrs. AP will undo the Great Schism and return and reunite the Catholic and Eastern Orthodox Church. Powerful, powerful. That's a pretty based idea.
Hey, hold up.
What?
This comment here. AP was late for poping. That was the best part, because in your dream, you remember the details. In your dream, you walked in and said, "It's poping time," and then poped all everybody. Poped all over everybody.
Yeah, that's what I did. That's what I did. Anyway, I have some respect when you talk about the Pope. Chloe says, so without revealing too much, this recent atrocious terrorism hey, what's up, Chloe? Good to have you here again. This recent atrocious terrorism arson is close to my neck of the woods. I feel surrounded by Islamo leftists. Even the grocery store I go to is now run by Muslim staff, beards and burqas. I'm scared. Do not be scared, Chloe. Do you not have faith? But you're from Australia. I just remembered that Australia. That's where it happened. I wish you all the best and stay safe. Right now, you don't have to worry. It's just Jews who are in danger.
Build an army of kangaroos for future conflict. What?
But always remember, first they come for the Jews, then they come for the Christians. First the Saturday people, then the Sunday people, as the saying goes. But stay safe. All the best.
On the serious note, Chloe, how you're feeling is how you're feeling is how lots of people are feeling around the world, and that's actually a good time for people to find out what Islam is and what it calls for. So it's the sucky times that get people to listen sometimes. So
sucky.
There's that.
Saki. Too many nukes in the US.
Saki to me.
First the Jew, then you. That's true. My only red line is if red one reverts. This sounds kind of funny. I know you didn't intend to do it that way, but it sounds kind of. My only red line is if red one reverts.
There's a good cadence to that.
Yeah. You need to work on this a little bit further. You could do something
and some good alliteration.
You could do something with this pair Holstrand. This sounds pretty good, but you need to work on this. Yeah. Living with Jay, Daily Wire, in John 14:2-3, it states that I go to prepare a place for you, referencing our heavenly home. But what if you get there and Mike Winger is in your neighborhood? You plan, but Allah is the greatest of schemers. Whoa, what do you say, David?
There's no way we'd be in the same neighborhood, because that couldn't be heaven. So you're basically contradicting yourself, Jay. Well,
that was good. That was.
It's like heaven can't be like the ultimate nightmare. That's all I'm saying.
Always knows exactly how to roast Mike Winger. This is how David Wood plans his day. Patriotic Z. I accidentally did it to a black friend in front of a bunch of people, but no one else saw. It took me. I realized he was on the floor laughing. What did you do to your black friend? I don't. Oh, you mean the
Elon salute?
You mean the Elon salute? It took me a time to realize he was on the floor laughing. That's funny. Sivako, Jesus whipping moneylenders in temple is always a nice rebuttal to turning the other cheek. And neo-Nazis keep insisting he wasn't Jewish. SMH.
Yeah, keep in mind, everyone, the turning the other cheek, you can interpret it the way some pacifists interpret it. Like there are Quakers, they will not fight and they will not retaliate no matter what you do. This was more like an insult from the Romans, right? So Israel at this time is under Roman.
Are there any Quakers here? Just curious. Go on, David.
The Romans would give you an order and give you a slap to put you in your place, and it's like, do you retaliate against those guys? Couple things you could do there. One, you could flip out and attack them, in which case you're going to be crucified. Right? Roman slaps you in your face and you attack him, you're going to be crucified. So that's one thing. Or you can turn and run. Jesus offers a completely different position. He slaps you on your ha. You turn to him the other also. Go ahead. You're showing a kind of contempt for what he can do to you. I don't. What are you going to do? Okay, this impressing you? This impressing you? Here's what I think of that. So the point is, in context, this is not like someone's attacking you and attacking your family. Are you allowed to defend yourself? And so again, you could say, well, I'm going to interpret it that way, but you don't get that from the actual passage. The open hand slap was more of an insult to someone than like a physical attack to harm you. So, but like when Muslims criticize Christianity, like, oh, look, dude, the Christians, they always got to just turn the other cheek and they can never do anything back. It's like, well, again, you can interpret it that way, but the passage does not demand that interpretation by any means.
Quaker churches are weird. I only recently found out that all they do is just sit there, right?
No, they quake the entire time. That's what they're called, Quakers. Like,
I eat Quaker oats. Well, this is the closest you get to my question, if there are any Quakers here. So thank you.
Quakers are really big on watching our show on their computers.
Yeah. I heard that we also have a large Amish audience. Yeah, who are also watching. Powerful. Jack Ray, AP, the superhero Otterman who
someone
uses
should make
his prayer beats to unleash
someone
the
should make a
might of
comic book
holy
called
prayers to fight evildoers. We should. I should do one.
There should be a comic book called Otterman, who's constantly trying to reestablish some sort of Otterman caliphate.
Otterman. Rosa said Quakers aren't the same as Amish, LOL. I know, that's why I separated them. I'm pretty sure that was clear.
I thought it was very clear, and you've been falsely accused.
I thought that was very, very clear, but interesting. I don't know. Society of Friends, Per Holster and Quake 2. Yeah, we're not talking about Quake 2. That's a different thing. Quaker Meeting House. Yeah, that's true. They're not called churches. They're called meeting houses. They just go there and contemplate. It's pretty based. Jack Ray, Patch Duress, a Canadian leftist, are screeching about Elon's Nazi salute when in 2023, Fidel's base-turd blackface son in his office invited a World War II Ukrainian soldier to parliament and everyone clapped like seals. Jules loved it. Well, to be fair, they didn't know at that point that he was actually that he fought together with the Nazis. So after they found out, they were like, what the hell? But yeah, that's what they do. Otis the poet. Hello there. I asked my rabbi if I could beat my wife, and he told me that I could not. Should I convert to Islam to solve this issue? Though that's one solution, of course. You can also get some instructions on YouTube on how to beat your wife. There are lots of videos on that from Muslim scholars who will instruct you how to do it correctly. Another, what do you say, David?
Yeah, it just depends. If beating the crap out of your wife is super important, there's one religion for you.
Yeah, when people have different priorities and different reasons to convert or not convert to different things. I mean, if this is one thing that you care a lot about, then I would just choose my religion accordingly.
Yeah, like when we read in Sahih al-Bukhari that the early Muslim community would beat their wives until their skin turned green, and we read that Aisha said that that Muslim women were treated worse than pagan women. We look at that and say, hey, that we will use this to criticize Islam. But you could look at it and say, ooh, that is the religion. That is the religion for me.
Yeah, you could look at it and say,
it is totally based.
In which case, you would be pretty messed up. But yeah,
that happened. I've mentioned it before, but I was speaking on Islam in a church once, and this was a predominantly black church, and the pastor was sitting in the front row with his wife, and I started talking about. I got to the part where I was talking about women in Islam, and I read the passage about beating women. The pastor's in the front row. He goes, "That's what I'm talking about," and his wife started giggling. Funny.
That's funny. That's not funny, man.
That's what I'm talking about. He's like, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. He did it like 3 times as I'm going through these passages and stuff. That's what I'm talking about.
Songs of Relief said, speaking of meek and flabby, this is an open invite to my channel, everyone. I posted my first 4 worship songs today. Original songs and art. About 50 more in the works. Been writing since 2019. There you go. Songs of Relief has a channel that seems meek and flabby. Go and check it out if you want some meek and flabby stuff. Lloyd 444, Mohammed made music harem, but yet he loves A minor. He stole that joke from Kendrick Lamar. Admit it. Patch Duress said, speaking of Gazans, Canada's prime minister, governments trying to Canadian, Cuban governments trying to fast track them citizenship before federal election. Diversity is our strength. Powerful, powerful. Jimmy McConney, Hitler 2 Electric Boogaloo. Goat Up. In my town, there's a family-owned Muslim bakery shop called In Bread. They also own a clothes store called Turban Outfitters.
Did you even get the Electric Boogaloo joke?
I didn't really.
Okay. No, there was a movie called Breakin' back in the day. It was about breakdancing. Then they came out with Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo. So, they put Hitler 2.
I see.
Just wanted to make sure you got that.
Good. Stefan Thomas, my German ancestor, World War II, and finally peace. Those, yeah, exactly. Graham Finlayson said, would Palestine be a blue state or a red state? It would be a green state or a black state.
It'd be a red state, but if you mean completely covered in blood. What? All the dumb things I say, and that's what makes you crack up laughing?
It wasn't even funny, man.
I know it wasn't.
Man, Francis Bouye says says AP. This is super chat. Shukran. Alhamdulillah. Thank you, Francis. Bouye. I appreciate it. Lloyd 444. You should watch the movie Iron Sky. Hitler rides a dinosaur. No joke. Even the synopsis is outstanding. I think there was a time when I was watching a lot of trash movies, and I think I turned that on one day. Isn't it like some weird cartoonish looking sci-fi fantasy thing where they go on the moon or something? The Nazis. It's some weird, ridiculous movie. Wait a minute. Is that
I've never heard of this. Now I'm interested.
Iron Sky. Is that? Yeah, that's it. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Comic science fiction. The Nazis set up a secret base on the dark side of the moon in 1945 where they hide out and plan to return to power in 2018. Yeah, okay, I remember. Didn't really watch it. Maybe I should get back and watch it. Patch Dress, she's overweight now because it's Ramadan every day of the year. MashaAllah. Alhamdulillah. Slavic Chile. Elon has probably admitted that he has Asperger's. Would explain his awkwardness. Very, very much. Lloyd, in Islam, women have to cover up to stop men lusting. So technically, are they ugly except from this? Yes. Are the ugly exempt from this, you mean? Yes. No. Should be, but no. Can't be. And Wagov, they shot her dog to death in her arms when they captured her, which is how she lost 2 fingers. Now they brag about giving her a gift bag. It's really, 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 really messed up. It has become a symbol to show solidarity with her, which I saw some people sharing. Her name is Emily. Here is a photo of her with her fingers blown off. This is her with her fingers blown off. She was just released in the exchange, but they're still making fun of her. the Islamists, the pro-Palestine crowds, the pro-Hamas crowds, the others, they are making fun of her after doing all kinds of different horrible things to these people. They're making fun of her. This has become a symbol to show solidarity with her. And here you have some guy named Wahid say 2 fingers broken, but what about 48,000 Gazans? Nobody cares. Okay, I don't care. Frankly, I do not give a shit. Honestly. Okay, there you go. Lloyd 444. Elon would be very aggressive. Flower girl, powerful. Jack Ray, leftist just ain't right. That's true. Water Gang Ltd. Explain the USS Liberty incident in Aldama's voice. No. Lloyd.
No, because what had happened then, and it is the Jews was like, yo, we could start a war with the United States by blowing up the ship, yeah. So they attacked it, but the ship, it ain't go down, and it was like, oh, you know what? We change our minds. We try to help them instead, yeah, and we're proud of that.
That's about it.
That's that. And why I love it, this new approach. To those asking why WTF AP, why? Well, I said it again. I don't give a damn. I don't give a crap. I don't give nothing. I don't care. I don't care, honestly. It's that one side always starting the fight, approving of the fight, approving of war. The majority
approving of rape, approving of torture, approving of taking captives, and constantly calling for the people who are like 2 miles away from them to be completely wiped out, annihilated, and exterminated. And then when there is when they eventually get the attention that they crave and there's a retaliation, then it's, oh, look, oh no, look at us.
The majority of the population
stop being like that, and you could be living on you could be living in a Mediterranean paradise. You stupid idiots. That's the point.
Before things got really bad, the majority of the
And our ILTV's Mayan Hoffman is
the majority of the population of Gaza agreed with the attack of October 7. So they were totally fine with it. They were totally cool with it. After things started going really, really bad, they thought, oh, maybe it was a wrong choice. Wow. Fantastic. Too bad. So the majority of them agreed with it. They were cool with it. They are still cool with it. Most of them hate Jews. Most of them think it's justified to do whatever you want to Jews, to Israelis, and so on. And then when they start a war, which they wanted, and when they then lose and they start getting killed and blasted and destroyed, then they start playing the victim. And once there is a ceasefire, then they come out in their bloodlust again and talk about killing the Jews. I say it again. I don't give a shit about them. That's it.
The idea here, ladies and gentlemen, would be something along these lines. So there are bad things that happen in a war against Gaza. Because guess what? You can have a kid, you can have a little toddler. He didn't know what's going on. He didn't know he don't know what's going on. He doesn't know what anyone's doing, and so on. And he gets caught in the crossfire and so on. Guess what? That little kid, unless things change, that little kid is going to be raised to be a terrorist and so on. And so the point here is not that that's not bad. It's still bad. It's bad that kid gets killed in the crossfire and so on. The point is,
of course,
there are things going on all around the world.
Why would I care about that?
And we don't pay any attention to those things because the entire world is just focusing on this. You have actual famines and people starving who didn't do anything, who aren't going to be raised as terrorists, who aren't being raised by terrorists, who aren't being fed terrorist propaganda, who aren't going to be part of an endless cycle of violence. We ignore all of that stuff. So anyway, if you were to list the priorities, it's why is that what's supposed to be breaking us all up right there? Why that? You have people that bad things are happening to, who aren't starting wars, who aren't screaming for the complete extermination of an entire group of people. Why would this be your big concern in life? That one spot right there where it's a terrorist making factory. That's
Here
what
is a poll,
it's a terrorism factory
by a Palestinian Arab organization, by the what's it called, the PCP. by the PCPSR, by this organization. This poll is from December 2023. Look at the question and the answer here. October the 7th in the war in Gaza. So this is only a summary. I'm not going to go down to the whole question answer part. You can look it up for yourself. October 7, 72% of the public in Gaza believe that Hamas's decision to launch the October 7 attack was correct. 72%. Why would I give a damn about these people? Why? And they're saying this while the majority of them, while more than half of them says they don't have enough water or food to sustain them for a day or two. I don't care. I do not. Look, it's, again, as David said, it's unfortunate that people die. It's unfortunate that people get killed. It's unfortunate that people get caught in this kind of stuff. I care about the Israelis because they are not the ones who are asking for the fight. I do not give a shit about the Gazans who approve of this. That's it.
It's like I'll give everyone like an example. So World War II, you have the Germans. Guess what? You had all kinds of Germans who did not approve of what the Nazis were doing. Just imagine a situation where Nazis are launching attacks and so on, and then the British bomb the city. Let's say Dresden. The British bomb the city. They bomb it. And then everyone's like, help, help, we're victims, we're victims, we're victims. Okay, should that be our priority for persecuted people in the world? That this place where you have some people who don't support them and so on, but it's a Nazi city. How concerned should you be? Well, okay, there are people there who don't have to do with anything, and that's bad. If you're going to dole out your sympathy, there would be much better places to place that.
Yeah. For those who are asking what the source is, here's the source. It's not Israeli propaganda. It's directly a so-called Palestinian research source.
PCP.
It's the PCP source.
This source is addictive.
They smoke PCP and then they make polls here. This is what they are. So I don't care at all about these people. Not in the slightest. Spare me your crocodile tears. Spare me your fake cries. Spare me your, oh, our people are dying. I don't care. I do not care. And I will not care.
And there's a reason. AP, of course, is a cold-blooded, borderline psychopath when it comes to this issue. But there's a reason. Because when you care, you have an entire nation and people around the world who use your goodwill and your good intentions to further their terrorist propaganda. And so if you know someone is manipulating you through your caring, they're going to take your, oh, hey, this person cares. You know what? We're going to use that person's care and concern for us to manipulate him and to terrorize more people and slaughter more people and torture more people. That is a time to say, whoa, 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 whoa. You are not going to use it that way. You're a terrorist. You're a terrorism factory. No, I'm not going to feel terrible for you getting bombed when you keep doing this and you keep starting it.
They weaponize empathy. Yeah, I will care the day that that those people start saying, actually, we don't want to kill Jews. Actually, we don't want Israel to be destroyed. Actually, we want to work toward a peaceful solution. We don't approve of killing Jewish civilians. We don't approve of killing Israeli civilians. We don't approve of taking hostages. We don't approve of raping them. Once they start doing that, then I will care about them as well. Until then, I do not give a damn about Gazans. That's that. Lloyd 444 Hybar Ya Yehud hang around playgrounds. Mohammed Wood. Purple Stripe. Keep doing God's work out there, guys. By the way, AP, as resident expert in Judaism, could you check out as a resident expert in Judaism, could you check out Yehudi what is that? Wait, I can't read the rest. Yehudi What is this? What is this? Somebody help me out. Somebody help me out. I can't read it. I can't read. I can't read. I can't read. I can't read. Somebody tell me what this says. I can't read. Jewish or... Oh, wait a minute. That's Goy? Of course it's Goy. That's funny. Yehudi or Goy. Okay, that's it. In English, share your thoughts. What is that? What is that? Is that a thing? Why am I supposed to check that out?
Because you got a groiper wanting you to check it out.
Maybe it's not a groiper thing. Maybe it's actually a good thing.
You don't know that.
Maybe it's a good thing. I might just check it out. There's nothing wrong with checking it out, considering that Judaism has nothing wrong about, or no bad things about the goyim.
Except they're going to exterminate us all.
See, they actually want to put goyim in concentration camps. That's what they do. That's what they do. La la la. I'm not gonna check it out. I'll check it out later. Jack Ray, Quakers get scary when they pull out the BFG. Then you know it's doom. That's true. What is BFG? Can Quaker tell me what the BFG is?
Big friendly giant.
Ed Wyckoff, if AP becomes Pope, I will go back to monastic life. Based.
It is totally based.
I eat poo. This is a good point. See? There you go. Go top. Muslims discriminate against aliens as they make their wives do green face. That was pretty bad. What the hell is wrong with you? Did you get that, David?
Mm-hmm. No. What do you mean green face?
Green face by beating them.
Oh, okay. Green face. Yeah, I get it now. That's messed up.
Eli Brewer said, how do we know Aisha was 6 when you never talked to her? You see, this is the proof. This is a good point.
Good point.
And I think this is actually one of the greatest refutations of the whole thing. Cameron Schwartz just became a YouTube member. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club, and thanks for joining. All right, David, anything else for tomorrow? For tomorrow or the other day? What's up?
Not sure. We'll have to figure that one out. But there's plenty to talk about. Not sure you've noticed, but lots of stuff going on in the world. Isn't that weird? Lots of interesting stuff going on in the Dawa world as well, as they go more and more into full panic mode.
Dawa world. You're all lying and mocking Islam. Okay. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, we are mocking Islam. That part's true.
What are you going to do about it? Even let's say we are lying and mocking Islam. What are you going to do about it?
You're going to stop
What are you going to do about it, Aramet? What are you going to do about it?
Why don't any 50 of you who want to stop us from making fun of the most obvious false prophet in history come here and make us?
DC, hey, what's up? We're actually telling the truth and mocking Islam.
That's true. That's true.
Thank you, Caitlin. Thank you. Appreciate it. So to get back to the topic very briefly, no, Elon Musk did not do a Nazi salute. It would also be very stupid and very atypical of him to do a Nazi salute. But my final message would be, there are those who want to violently argue that Elon Musk did a Nazi salute because he's a Nazi who also happens to support Jews and speak for Jews and speak against Nazi stuff and support Israel and so on. Let's say we accept AOC's message and say that Elon Musk, yes, actually did do a Nazi salute because he's a Nazi. Okay. Now what?
It's too late. He's already the richest man in the universe. You can't stop him.
It's such a ridiculous discussion because the funny thing is we talk about this back and forth. Was it a Nazi salute? Was it not? No, it wasn't. Yes, it was. No, it wasn't. Yes, it was. Okay, let's say it was. Now what? Let's accept your theory that it was a Nazi salute. Okay, now what? Now what? Okay, let's say it was. Are you happy now? Are you freaking happy now? What's going to change? Nothing. Except that you can cry. Like
you heard it here, folks. You can't stop the Nazis. You heard it from AP.
Meanwhile, The ones who actually hate Jews and want to kill Jews are those who are calling Elon Musk a Nazi. Take care of the real Nazis, which are the Palestinian Hamas people. And I want to end this wonderful day with a wonderful song. What do you know about songs, David?
I know everything about songs. I'm a musical genius.
You are? I didn't know that. I never heard of that. I would know that if we were a musical genius. Nobody told me. Nobody told me about your musical genius. Why did I never know anything about that? All right, here was my song of the day. David gave me this brilliant idea earlier and said I should make a super chat goal, and if we reach so many super chats, then I will play the newest song. Maybe I should do that from now on. I don't know, but here is a song that I made.
Out in the dusty desert with no shade and no aid.
Yeehaw!
A merchant named Muhammad dreamed of power and destiny. He claimed an angel choked him, but no witnesses were near. Just sand and wind to testify, and a story far from clear. Recite, said the angel, squeezing tighter than a vice. Repeat these holy verses, or I'll choke you twice as nice. Now he's the chosen prophet, or so the legend goes. But maybe heat stroke got him, 'cause nobody really knows. He ran back to his village, shouting, listen, I'm the one. An angel's made me prophet, now my mission's just begun. The townsfolk weren't convinced though, they laughed and turned away. So he promised them some swordplay if they didn't start to pray. Recite, said the angel, squeezing tighter than a vice. Repeat these holy verses, or I'll choke you twice as nice. Now he's the chosen prophet, or so the legend goes. But maybe heat stroke got him, 'cause nobody really knows.
Muslim Cowboy.
His revelations grew and changed.
This is for Muslim
depending
Cowboy.
on his mood. One day you could eat camel, next day it wasn't food.
Yeah.
He made himself exceptions for wives by the dozen too. And when folks began to question, well, they mysteriously withdrew.
That's right.
Recite, said the angel, squeezing tighter than a vice. Repeat these holy verses, or I'll choke you twice as nice. Now he's the chosen prophet, or so the legend goes. But maybe heat stroke got him, 'cause nobody really knows.
All right.
That's what that's what
That
we
was
in the
the Muslim
music
Cowboy.
business. That's what we in the music business call a banger. They call that a banger.
That was the
It's not
Muslim
it's
Cowboy.
not what Muslims mean when they call something a banger, but that's what we call a banger in the music business.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. That was today's song, coming right from the Muslim Cowboy. Hope you liked it. It's going to be soon public on my new channel called Apostate Music. You can find it right on the homepage of my YouTube channel. I'm going to be linking that one as well in my community tab. And also, under this video, right after we're done, be back for the next song and enjoy the tunes of the Muslim Cowboy. See y'all next time. Have a fantastic day. And as always,
how about you get to your knees?
Oh, sorry, excuse me.
Wrong one.
That was the wrong sound. That was the wrong sound right here.
Stay away from Islam.
Powerful.